They made their way through the bracket.
You guys want to watch the rest, the close up of the Underpeel? Go to twitch.tv/Underpeel. I'm already going to start preparing for the watch party.
Just sometimes that default comp that works so well. But with that being said, I was really impressed with the Cypher setups. Was really impressed with the Raze as well.
How good is the best tier 2 team?
There's a reason why that default Ascent comp works so well.
For those of you who don't get this, G2 is the guard.
Start to move
if qualified for the tier 1 league.
It's easier to find ways to get in the holes of those armors.
I put VCT watch party in the title.
It absolutely is. And I want to highlight as well, for Zazora, he did all the impact on Lotus. He did all the impact on Icebox. When he slowed down on Ascent, we thought that could have genuinely been it. But no.
You need your overlay back? I know, and I have it.
Yes, Stuart had just that extra kill, a few more assists.
I have it right here.
First Bloods I'm looking at. Malcro with 7 on the Omen as well.
Look at that. A nice, fresh, sharp overlay.
Game was fantastic in that final match.
Absolutely.
Too. Same exactly we saw from Love back in Lotus. Just taking the space.
And now we got to go to Valorant Americas.
His former teammates.
We will let Penflash and Zendikar wrap up that.
So now,
the Underpeel will raid us. And we're going to go on to watching this.
For him and works out for KRU.
We're going to start the prediction.
Really impressed me last year. I was a huge fan of this guy and still am. I think his strongest characteristic is how he plays.
Which team name goes first, KRU?
He's really good at breaking off fights, finding them individually, and he has such raw mechanical skill to constantly be able to win them. Leviathan was a team
right into the watch party.
Had a lot of set plays, but when it required flexibility, he was often the guy saving those rounds as an anchor, saving those rounds as a lurker on that attacking side.
Do I just all in each gamble? That's up to you, Kahuna.
Team to pick up and integrate into
only you can make financial decisions.
Very experienced players.
With your huge
bucks.
Add a
voice to the squad.
Yeah, for sure. I always wondered if Shy would be kind of shying away from being the best player that he could be.
I love that. I love that. That's for me. That's for me.
Only because experience-wise, yes, he doesn't have as much experience as everyone else on the roster, and I feel like that was something that for me as a player, when I'm watching out for, I'm a little bit worried, a little bit skeptical that coming into
let me look at the matchups.
Leagues like this, that maybe that might affect performance.
So the winner of this plays
I 100% agree with you. I think he is super stable. I think he is. We've talked about having a
what are the odds?
Team, and I think that is
okay. G2's heavily favored.
Him. I think he holds his role.
I believe G2's
really,
who
really
I predicted
well. And when you have
as well.
a newbie to a team that kind of does that, that's perfect. That's exactly what you need.
Yeah. He adds an element of consistency that was really missing from KRU last year.
Yeah, and, well, I actually like to use the word consistency because the next team really does define that because they had stayed together.
Bro, G2 have to take this, right?
For such a long time. We can finally
you guys remember that Jonah P analysis?
The boys are in VCT finally.
Oh, look at him!
We have G2 being a historic 11th
the only match today, right?
Yes. The Americas region after winning Ascension. It has been a long, tumultuous journey for this squad, and you see the swap outs they made, but what a swap out they made. Leaf is coming into the lineup. Oh my.
And I mean, the history of this roster is insane. These pictures here are from 2 years ago when these guys made an international event in Reykjavik. They were rookies back then. They impressed the world, but for the last 2 years since, they have had their nose to the grindstone.
Oh yeah, I forgot they were at Reykjavik.
Constantly been improving. They're rookies in quotes coming in because it's their first year in Americas, but I actually think they
just didn't make franchising.
Most
GG's Kegs, thanks for casting. You Kremer.
Every other roster is chopping and changing, picking.
We're already moving on to the tier 1 league.
This is the same G2 roster that we have known and loved for a very, very long time. But it is still a big change to come to the big leagues and now play against international competition in Americas.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're completely changing the environment. You're actually finding
was the KO Stanford, right?
Yourself to those limits to play as a player and as a team to kind of prove yourself. And I think that that's also a little element that you kind of have to think about is that they are a team that everyone is looking out for. They are kind of the tier 2 representatives.
So the Underpeel chatters are closing it up.
So now they have this
we've got
pressure on
mixed
their shoulders
chat.
Of, hey, can you actually perform coming into it? And I think predictions wise, I 100% agree with you. I think that they can do it, but at the same time, there's always that little bit of mental issue that comes to play here. And
10x betting odds kind of crazy.
Think that this addition,
KRU.
This Leaf change might be
I don't know, man.
Something to contribute.
G2 looks really good.
Yeah, well, that
really good.
Because, well, I mean,
you could argue that they should have made franchising the first time around anyways with this roster.
Crazy about
I love this guy.
I love watching him play. I love how he creates opportunities. I love how he makes plays for himself. This guy
so dead
has
inside.
everything
He's
that you could possibly want.
cold-blooded.
So to see him with this core is very
He's a
scary.
killer. Look at
It is
him.
a crime that we did not get to see Leaf at any international events last year because he was incredible in Americas. Statistically, the third best player. That's in a league with Team in One, with
Weren't they
Icebox,
supposed to
with
because
all
they
these
won
big
Ascension, Challengers
names, and
Ascension
he was performing
franchising?
with the best of them.
No,
But
no,
he's
that's
not
they're here.
just some kid
They're
who
here,
shoots
Kahuna.
well on
This
jet.
is
He
that.
can play any agent at a high level.
That's why they're
The
here.
guys on Viper,
We're
he's
talking
still
about
young.
the
He's a
first
voice
time
for the team.
franchising
He's
began.
adding ideas.
That the guard
He
wasn't
feels
part
like,
of it.
to me, the perfect addition to a squad who is making this leap into the tier 1.
Yeah, for sure. He brings so much to a team that a team like G2 might actually need to propel themselves forward into that position because he's just so well-rounded and so good. And this roster, like you said, if the foundations are good, it is good.
Yeah.
They have
Follow
been
the
together for
underpill
so
casters.
long, so they only just needed
But
that
since they won
extra
Ascension, they're supposed to go to
firepower, that
franchise.
extra kind of
Yeah, and
star
here they
player,
are.
the
This
kind of
is the
well-rounded
franchise
player to
league,
kind of
and they're
form
here
and
because they
make
won
that
Ascension.
group as good as it gets.
Kahuna, I don't know what you're talking about.
But this is a different
This
team than
is
with
the
Cloud9.
franchise league.
And
Yeah.
on G2, I
And
think
they're
he's
here
gonna be less of a voice
because
than
they
he was
won
before.
Ascension.
This is a team with a lot of voices. Valen is an IGL who
Yeah, they didn't make it the first time because
controls
the
a lot, but
org.
even when it comes down to the micro for his
Maybe,
teams,
but
and Net
it's
as
more like the
well is
team
already
clearly
kind of
belongs
in that
there.
secondary color
Yo,
role. So if
Underpeel,
anything,
thanks for
I
the
think this
55
roster will
billion
be
viewer raid.
less of that flexible big voice in the team and more of just an individual star. But
I'm still watching the Challengers
because
VODs. Nah, bro, this is VCT Americas.
I've been waiting for in tier 1 for so long, Mirna.
Yeah, having a big voice is a
But
big
they're
thing
showing
because
old
the second
guard
that things
clips.
get confusing and too much clutter. It's just way too much for a team. If you have 5 big voices, everyone's gonna get confused and hesitate. But the way that G2 have been playing with Valen, with the way that they've been forming their kind of strats around them, has shown that they have such good composition. Like they're not afraid, they're not confused, they don't hesitate on their executes, especially if they have leads.
Excellent
now adding to
registration.
that.
Oh, is this the
Yeah,
underpeel
he might
command?
not use his voice as much as possible, but he can still have that flexibility and like
Need him to
make
click
space.
heads.
Yeah, exactly.
Even besides that, think about when they're in prac, when they're coming up with ideas in this new meta.
Yeah.
That's something Leaf also helps with a lot. But Valen has a very clear read
The
on how he
exclamation
likes
mark
to play the
registration
game,
is
on how he
not
wants
a
team to be.
good
And
enough
I think
command
that
name,
this team in the
Penflash.
past has done
People
an
won't know
excellent
that this is
job at
Underpeel Season
implementing
4.
that vision, and I honestly feel like Leaf is going to fit into it well.
Yeah,
feel?
I mean, there's always a little bit of scariness, though, I will say, because when you do try to incorporate a new
I mean, we've
player
seen it
that's a
go wrong
louder
before.
player,
Hard
Like,
alt
look at
tabbing between a
Beast
bunch of
last year.
different
We thought
programs,
back
clients, and
before
audio
with
streams.
Cryo,
Yeah,
and
you
it
need a
really worked
physical
out.
audio
sometimes
mixer.
you're just
I could
scared that
tell
maybe
that you were
there will
using
be
some
too much
software,
voice.
Maybe the
Maybe
system
which is
doesn't
getting you
work.
dizzy.
Exactly.
Maybe you're not fitting in.
When
there
I do the
personality-wise, but
production for the
something tells
underpeel,
me that when we
my
talk
main
about
monitor
Valen
doesn't change at all.
and
It's
the
just the
kind
game,
of
and then I
general
can just
that
like
he is,
zoop. I can just grab a slider and turn.
he definitely
turn it up or
will
off.
be in control there. So I'm still excited. I know I sound like I'm going a little too. Hey, he's been on the desk a few times. This is my boy.
Yeah, also Penflash, you see how you're already getting questions? We need another command for like, you need to explain what you need to do to play. Because it doesn't say what the criteria is. Now that's fine because there's a ton of criteria, but it needs to tell somebody who sees this image how to go find the criteria. There will be an announcement later. Then put that in the image. You feel? Because otherwise, every time somebody runs this command, I'm going to have to deal with a question that looks just like, where is it? Oh, somebody asked it on the stream, not in the Discord. I've got to use the other chat overlay. I forgot. I have to get used to using this overlay. I'm going to get questions nonstop. So your image has to be ironclad.
We were able to go on a great run qualifying for our first international LAN.
That's what kind of kickstarted all of our
Add them all.
careers.
I'll add the command to the title once
Had eyes on us and eyes on the
Penflash
guard
cooks the image
specifically.
more, because there's gonna be too many
Unfortunately,
questions.
We weren't accepted into the VCT Americas League.
Our roster had to
Buddha
break
Buddha
up
wants to
because
cook up
Sia
the
player
crap.
moved on to playing in APAC, and now he's playing for T1, so I'm very happy for him.
There was obviously opportunities for people to go and join teams or big opportunities for them individually, but we
Toasty
kinda
name, thank you
talked
for the
about it,
prime.
and I think everyone was in the same agreement that we should stay together for the better of each other, honestly. We learned a lot together. People were able to be bold in those moments and say, hey, like maybe you should have done this better. And we're all really young, so we were just learning about life honestly together, maturing more, and with that you become a better player and a better teammate. So really, we just had each other's backs from that point, and maybe we felt like, hey, maybe this little setback won't be too bad. Like, it'll be an extra year for us to develop, even though we want to be under the big lights.
Nah, he's saying this shit in
BCT,
hindsight. They were pissed.
Kind of took it on the chin a little bit and said, "Hey, let's develop together because we have something good going."
If they didn't
I was trying
qualify,
to make
he'd
it the
be
hard way.
tooting a different horn.
Goes 2 for 1 in favor of M80's defense. Jonah P, though, very well. May have to a couple in his sights, and he does. Gets 3 total. Worth one up top. How about it? The guard will hold on amidst the rolling thunder.
And that's the team play of the guard coming through.
We had to go through a challengers circuit. It was a bumpy road in challengers. Like, we didn't win anything early. We didn't win like the mid-season invitational. We never topped our group. Like, we were always
What
kinda
the? I checked
whatever.
my email.
But
I
once
got
we
paid.
into that
Of course, they
winning
got paid.
environment in person,
You were
and
running
felt the energy,
production.
like a whole new team came out.
John gets 1. This surely cannot happen. Someone's got to hop onto it, though, and Fallon, cleans everything.
Bro's surprised he got
up around it.
paid.
It's a 1v2 clutch. Oh, my goodness. Hold on a second. Just down to Trent. John Cutie gets to the halfway. Recon pull down, and the shot lands. No way.
Look at Nat challenging again.
This is not the 20th. Well, I didn't pay him for mod shot shit. I paid him for the Underpeel Grand Finals, which is today.
Veterans qualify for VCT. You're Ascension champions in the Americas region.
From there, we transitioned into G2, and you know, the history books are waiting to be written for this year.
We picked up a new player from Cloud9, which is Leaf, and I have nothing but great things to say about him. I think he's an incredible player, incredible teammate.
You know, the sky's the limit for a team like us who have been through so many challenges.
So Leaf is the duelist, right? So we're dropping a new duelist into a team of, bro.
Keep it a buck 50 with y'all.
There's a world G2's the best team in the league too. There's a world. Jaden, thank you for the tier 3. I'm just saying, if anyone can top Ethan's KO, it's Jonah P. If anyone's going to be better at KO in this league,
Crew is team B.
it's Jonah
so
P.
You have first map ban.
We'll ban Lotus.
G2 ban
And
Lotus.
Leaf is cracked enough. Exactly,
ban
Penflash.
Bind.
You're following my logic.
Crew ban Bind.
You're subscribing to
And
my
first map pick.
twisted way of
We'll
viewing
pick
the scene.
Icebox.
I like it.
G2 pick Icebox. What would you like?
Icebox
play
first?
Crew
G2.
pick defense. And what map
G2.
would
Thank
like?
you.
We play
Sunset.
Crew pick Sunset.
Holy
And would you like attack or defense?
We'll take defense.
G2 pick
Christmas!
defense.
It's Christmas!
And you have a one map ban.
Christmas! Guys, it's back!
We'll ban Split.
I didn't realize
ban
Christmas
Split.
in February!
And what would you like to ban?
Priest.
Wait! Dress up!
Crew ban
Where's my
Breeze.
Santa suit?
Decider
Oh my
map is Ascent.
god!
And what side would you like?
We'll pick defense.
Icebox
pick
and
defense.
Sunset. Okay, Ascent, whatever.
So just to run back to
Actually,
it, G2 banned Lotus,
if we see a
Crew
loud
banned
comp, I'm
Bind,
down.
G2 picked Icebox, Crew picked Defense, Crew picked Sunset, G2 picked Defense,
we get to
G2 banned
see
Split,
Jonah
Crew banned
P.
Breeze,
Sunset.
Decider map of
It's
Ascent,
Christmas.
and G2 picked Defense. Best of luck today, boys.
We haven't seen this new G2 roster play yet, and
Oh,
for my
baby.
money, this
Oh,
Icebox map that
baby.
we're starting on is our best chance to see what identity they
Oh,
want to have. Because I think
baby.
that map right now has a lot of different directions you can go. We've seen teams looking into the Gecko, the Harbor Viper, the old default comp. This is really, for me,
Does
looking
our
into
pick
the
bands have
minds
this part,
of Josh
Zendikar?
and Valiant of what they thought up in this offseason.
Yeah, I mean, Icebox is such a structured map that you can either play it in a specific way of just like pushing, rushing, executing, or defaulting super heavy, or trying to like, you know, ping pong and like hit sides, fake some util. You know, I
Give
think
a minute.
Icebox is
Okay.
gonna be a really good
The
playground
way
for them,
I'm
but
going to
I'm
make it
excited
work-
to see Sunset.
You're gonna love me for this, Zendikar. Is I'm gonna make a command that's like tournament, pick ban, user 1, which will be team captain 1, and user 2. So you'll flip a coin to determine who's user 1 and who's user 2, and then they will just have to run commands to do pick ban, and it'll update the stream overlay live. So we'll see what they ban, what they pick, and then it'll do side selection and everything. So I'll set up a bot command system for this so that the Underpeel can do this for every match they stream easily. You just list the 2 team captains after a coin flip. I got you. That makes the most sense, right? Because I could also use that for my sub wars with like Rudy and shit. Having OBS read Google spreadsheet data. That sounds terrible.
So our debut match.
Relay pick who's team A.
Is against KRU. KRU's obviously a strong opponent.
I'm timing Sierra out. One, because I literally said how it would work that way. User 1 would be team A. User 2 would be team B. 2? What's up with you guys and always talking about implementation details when I just talk about, like, you guys need to work in the professional world. Like, if somebody gives you a presentation on, like, an overarching feature design idea, you don't go, okay, so how about this edge case? You don't do that. You go, I don't like this feature idea, or I do like this feature idea. And then, once you have the design document for the feature, now that it's been greenlit, then it will list all of the features and functionality, and that's when you would ask about it. But believe it or not, I don't involve you guys in that phase because I don't really care about chat's opinions on the design, because I have a team and I talk to them for that. Re! Re! Dude. I am actually so hyped. We get Icebox and Sunset. Guaranteed. Not possible to disable that commander's channel. What command are people running? I don't see what you guys are talking about. The points history one? Oh. Yeah, it should be ephemeral so you can use it anywhere. When's the Sunset Guide coming out? When it comes out. If there's no event, the answer is not yet. Teams get to choose the music they walk out on? Yeah. Dude, MIBR had a honestly fire walkout song.
Before we start the match, we want to honor the memory of Cruz Santiago Davies Ruiz, who tragically lost his life last year. Please join us as we pay respects with a moment of silence.
Thank you all so much, and goes without saying that for Santiago,
Get this Scott guy out of here. The moment of silence, Scott.
We miss you, and this is for you. So, that being said, these players on that stage are going to be rocking it with the seventh man, who is going to be overlooking them, and they can really, like, I guess, carry that. Carry him with him to the games, which is very beautiful.
When he was with KRU, he put his everything into it. He was one of the big reasons they ended up going on that run at the end of the year. But now they have a new roster. It's a new year. It's KRU starting again. And
thank you for observing the moment of silence.
First time taking this
okay,
stage.
Lily,
These boys have stayed together for the last
I don't want you to thank me for that. You know why? Just imagine for a moment.
So they could stick together, and they took last
even
year
if I'm the most evil person in the world,
come to Americas now in 2024.
if I don't can't observe the moment of silence. I get
Yeah,
insta
what a
canceled.
story for G2. That is such a cute, heartwarming story to kind of have.
Right? So even
team.
if I'm like
Both
some
these teams have
crazy,
so much to prove coming
evil,
into this. I think this first
profit-driven
like we said earlier for KRU, this is their momentum match.
slime
And for
streamer,
G2, it's kind of their,
I would
you know,
still
their
observe the moment of
debut into
silence.
this scene, so it's gonna be exciting.
So is this not? It's not
To
worthy
that
of
point,
thanks,
You
right?
know, yes, every team, every player, everyone that goes onto that stage gives it 110%.
Anybody at home who observed the moment of silence while not being watched, thank you for observing the moment of silence.
Seeing this league take
I feel like
form
anybody who's
without them when
live, it's
they
like
clearly belonged in this position. And then you
they
have
had
KRU
to.
who
Some streamers definitely
struggled
talked over
throughout
it.
that
No
season.
shot.
So both
No
teams
shot.
here are really looking to
No
make a
shot.
statement here for G2. The statement is, let's establish ourselves in the league.
That'd be
For
so
KRU,
disrespectful.
Let's go ahead and show everyone what we're made of, and that last year is behind us.
Yeah, they don't want to start again, like losing the first couple matches as well, too. So it's like, you know, they really have to put themselves out there and make sure that they get the momentum that they're trying to go for.
Killjoy?
The two players I'm watching.
Do you guys see
are the
that?
two new
KO,
additions to
Viper,
today's
Killjoy,
respective
Silva Jet.
squad.
Standard
Shot
Icebox
was
comp
a
on one side.
critical part of Leviathan's success last year. He's
Yoink.
so good in the Sentinel role. He is a raw
Yoink.
focused team that I think will add a lot of consistency to KRU that has been missing. On the other side for Leaf, this is his chance to continue to show us how good he is.
Yeah.
Remember, a top
Jonah P
three
not in
player
game? Oh, that's
last
normal.
year
His
in
game's not,
Americas, now joining in with this G2
Brimstone?
squad, which already
I see
has
Brimstone.
a great
That's weird.
system put together. For my
Brimstone,
money, I
Jet,
think it should be
Sova,
an
what
easy
the
swap
fuck
in, and
is
it looks
G2
like
cooking?
We might get to spot him on the Jet there, which is, I mean, no better way to start the league.
Yeah, you want to come out of the gate, you know, swinging. Well, why not, you know, throw some knives at people too? Why not, you know? It's going to be exciting there. We're going into the Agent Select. Net locks in Killjoy at the start. as we
Actually,
see
they've
what
already
the
locked in
KRU boys
Agents.
elect to go for here. Mimi, what you got?
I want to ask you, Marianne,
okay, never mind. Turn it on her.
What do you think is the best comp right now on Icebox? We've seen experimentation. We've seen the old comp come back. What do you reckon?
They're
these teams are
intentionally
going
going to
for?
wait to
I
show
mean,
the Brim.
I've been seeing a lot of Viper kind of being thrown away.
Like, I hate this
on
section because this is
map.
not
I've
how Agent
seen
Select
a lot
works.
of,
Yeah, I
like,
mean, they've
different
already picked their
controllers,
comps.
kind of
They're
people
in game.
going
We
towards
know
Harper,
Brimstone
people
got
going
picked by
towards
G2.
Omen.
And I know
Even
that
as a
KRU
solo
picked
controller,
KO
It's been happening, and I feel like
and Viper. There it is.
I don't know what
Like-
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the controller meta has completely changed. I don't know if they're gonna try to go for a double controller, but I feel like right now that single controller, not Viper, but we do see a Viper as I say that.
Nah, single Brim
gonna
is not gonna
something
be.
that's super interesting, and I don't know.
Nah, well,
Seeing
this analyst is
Killjoy makes me a little
overcooking.
bit disappointed. I
Like,
thought
the
it's
only
gonna
single
start seeing
controller
some
non-Viper
crazy
we see is
stuff,
Harper.
but
I'm
unfortunately
not on board with that. I think Killjoy is here to stay on.
Wait a minute.
But I'm interested to see the Brimstone. I think strengths for that.
Do it like
agent
League,
on
and it's just, like,
defense
not how it
really
works.
take so many
So you could
one-ways.
read deep
You
into
can
it and
throw
say,
down
oh,
to
they're
be
totally
able to
planning on doing
create
picks and
space
bans in
for
the
your
next
team to
5
get back
years.
in and find
And they're just getting ready for it.
advantageous tools
But
on
honestly,
attack.
they're probably
Those
not,
runners
and it's
also
just
work in
like
post plants, and you have super strong post plant utility.
they're
With
reusing
that
some
Brim,
feature set
Viper,
from
and
like League of
Sova all
Legends.
in the mix. What you're sacrificing is the Sage, which means you have to be
Is most
committing
likely
deep, fighting
going on.
forward in these post plants. But the Brim helps with that too. You can smoke back sight on that B.
It's to
push
build
all the way
hype. It's
back
to
through
build
into
hype,
Snowman.
Lily.
It unlocks a
It's to
lot
build
of
hype.
options to make up for what you're lacking without that wall.
Yeah, exactly. And then the double controller makes it so that you can push, you can throw, but it's like, it's not that big of a deal. So again,
We'll
interesting.
see what happens, and let's do this. Riot Games Arena, can you please make some noise as we get ready for our first matchup, our only matchup of the day. It's going to be a good one.
Do you think production tells them to say make some noise?
Thank you very much, guys. Excited for
Or
this
do you
one.
think
Yeah,
they
G2, some call them the
say
hydrogen
that? I
bomb,
feel
but
like
does
nobody
that
would
make KRU
unironically
the
say
coffin
that.
baby? We're about to find out, honestly. But honestly, after that LCQ run, Josh, I think that's even less likely. This is a team.
Nobody
They've
would
got firepower,
unironically say
and they can
make
go the
some
distance,
noise.
really, and go toe-to-toe with a lot of good teams.
That's the thing. We know that KRU are capable of reaching heights. The question is, are they going to be able to do it in regular
Brim for
season
post-style
matches
denial
in a
with Molly?
kickoff tournament format like
There's
this?
better Mollies in the
Because
game.
outside of LCQ,
The Brim pick is
we all know the story
fascinating.
of KRU. They were close, but they never quite made it to a match victory. And that also
I'm guessing-
happened during the off-season as well. So at the moment,
Here's Hooge analysis. So this new Killjoy turret is really annoying because it can see through the window, right? But Brimstone can just drop 2 smokes, like whatever. But we'll see, we'll see.
out the gate strong.
Talking about starting out strong here. Clash and a skirmish as soon as the barriers go down. A lot of players about to be meeting each other.
Molly towards the side.
There's a turret I'm
Walking
talking about.
into it.
Oh.
Ned's going to be the first one to take the contact. Not quite.
Oh!
It's all Leaf in the feed. Fills up with red. That's a G2 overwhelming victory.
And it looks like G2 have seen a pistol like that before. They weren't even trying to take space. They were just waiting for aggression coming out through B. And then
Yeah, Leaf has light armor, 2 smokes, and a ghost. Yeah, because the Brimstone has worthless util on pistol. Wait. Yeah, Brimstone's just buying his jet up?
On a hell of a task here in a 1v3.
And that is so cool to see that.
Just try and push somebody out of position. 3 players to
I'm telling you,
contest and
Leaf
tangle with.
might look like the best duelist in the region because
be an
all
easy
of these
fight handed
G2
to him
players
now. A bit of damage
are
done to Trent.
supports. They're all... The only player they switched was their duelist. All of these guys are just really good support player. I think this might be like, these might be the fucking god players. This might be the god squad.
What an opening.
Leaf would have died there without his light armor.
That's that Leaf is going to continue performing on G2. I think we can... Well, we'll have to wait until the end of the match for sure. But
Yeah, now he gets Guardian heavy.
Fabulous. He just got gifted 2 right at the start there. Great position. Like
He's 2 off ult. Yeah, they're prioritizing his knives.
On paper, this is an outrageous move. Adding Leaf, I think the
There's a
second-best
world
performing
G2
player
is the
of
best
regular
team in this
season
region.
Americas last year to this G2 team.
With
should
these
be
supports.
Spectacular. As the desk was saying, we've seen moves like this before that didn't end up actually working how you would expect them to on paper. And if there's anyone, if anyone knows how to defy expectations, it would be KRU.
This is true. They don't have KO, so clearing yellow is actually kind of hard for them.
Hoping for a couple of kills here from KRU. That's a
Yeah.
flash play inside their own smoke.
Yoink.
Also goes down though, in the midst of all of that.
That smoke could not have been more perfectly timed.
This is exactly what I was talking about by Icebox Guide. This is why KO is like picked a lot. He's like, how do you clear yellow?
Trying to escape as well. All of the fire that's coming their way now. It's good from G2 just
Diamond
to
episode 3, buddy.
to crawl.
Oh, the Guardian is still there.
These players, they spotted out that there is a stack here. They have options. They want to go elsewhere. Kesnit. The Marshall.
He doesn't want to shoot. I don't think he wants to reveal.
Always a dangerous player.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, now they know they can smoke it off.
Smoke blocking off the sideline here. Trent really pushing forward as the wall goes down. Yeah, caught unaware. And TA. There will be a free plant. One player left alone here. That is just Kesnit. Dart, they want to chase him down.
Look how solid that Brimstone smoke is as well.
The fact that they only lose Leaf is incredible because Leaf died for
You
free.
would normally associate with Trent, though.
Perfect round. Perfect round. They entered that round with 1 ghost, by the way, which is why they now have a second Vandal.
Them to get much deeper positioning
And Leaf
establish
has
control of the
goddamn
site.
knives, bro.
Unlike
He
the
has
Viper Wall,
knives.
which they're also throwing. You can see that.
How did he get that so fast?
The Brim Smoke actually allows you to clear sight and look down towards Orange, make sure that there's no threats. One of the reasons that they're running that. But it also gives you good post-plant mollies, which the Harbor wouldn't.
A lot of good options for the Brimstone. You got to think. Leaf has earned his way to the Blade Storm. That's from those prior kills in that first round.
And Kesnit, despite the fact that G2 punished them for pushing
The
out
hell
B
is
on the
that Brim
pistol,
Smoke?
is not afraid. No.
Hey, Brim Smoke's here.
No fear. Never met him.
That guy is, I mean, Kesnit's a menace. When he gets going as
Wow,
well.
they're droning him
Real high-skill
through.
player. Just putting it out there, just an attempt to try and break the turret, a bit of mid-rounding still. Let's get rid of it, a bit pesky.
And look how they're using the Brim Smoke again. Valen put a Brim Smoke over towards Orange to make sure that they only had to worry about that
They
one
smoked
angle.
here so that they could just fight this way. The Brim Smoke.
But this has pulled people away
The
from
Brim
the A
is.
site, and that's Valen's
This is like
idea.
so unpickable in solo queue. It's not even funny.
Stops down.
Look at that Molly lineup for the hit.
Really great line.
Wow.
Utility is going to be used to clear through. Leaf over the top. Oh, MTA.
That's bullshit.
What a shot to the big stage. Yeah, beautiful shot at that. With Leaf being brought down now, this is really difficult. 35 seconds left. How are you going to get the spike down? You're going to try and fight for that backside control. Molly onto the top of the rafters, but already he kills. An even trade right now. It's going to be favoring KRU in this situation and more. Kesnit's here to play. Rips away the hopes and dreams. Trying to have a nice and easy round, leaving it just up to Trent. And the dice, fading it out here, but brought down in the end. So KRU Not losing against the bonus round.
They're like 4 mollies on site at once that hit. Yeah, they actually got unlucky.
Yeah.
They got unlucky that they baited crew so hard. Because if they wanted there to be like 1 or 2 defenders on A, that would have been optimal. Because those mollies were deadly.
Take a look at this on the replay. I mean, wow.
But crew basically left A open.
He's coming around the back of the brim smoke.
A wonderful job. Crew are really proactive as well. As soon as the turret was destroyed in that round, they were clearing the 2-3 players into mid, making sure that they weren't pushed up behind that brim smoke that you pointed out. So they knew immediately
There.
going over to
That's
the
exactly what I was talking about.
And here
That
we see
boiler
brim smoke
smoke.
on top of boiler.
Yeah, they're adding
threatening like you could go for some kind of push. Shy has an
adding a
alarm up there,
smoke
so they're
orange and boiler,
crazy worried,
break
but
turret.
Double brim smokes do threaten like they could have walked underneath tube, and that's pulled 3 players.
Yep, and now you're
top
baiting
of
all
the
this
one that
util.
would
And
usually be there.
okay, it's kind
You
of
can see
brilliant
how the brim
because
is
brimstone
going
smokes
to
cost
open up the
100
edges of the map
credits.
for G2 to
They're
play,
so cheap.
'cause it creates so
Klaus's
much
single
threat in the middle
drone
by
costs more than
obscuring these
all
sides.
3 of Valen's
The G2
smokes.
should be able to walk in easier to A and B.
Not to mention Valen gets one of those smokes for free.
Winning it out. Orb up now facing together here. Lots of players ready and waiting, including Kesnit. He's getting a bit of a move on here with a flash. Oh, okay, that. There's a dart and a flash combo, but as well, just doesn't really connect in time. So Kesnit gets brought down, removed. Away from that one, the first step. Potentially there for them, but okay, return the fire. There's a bit of a gap there in the smoke. That's what
100 credits gives drone and anti-turret is crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was 200 credits. They smoked orange, but
Again,
yeah.
35 seconds left. Time is running short here.
It's still a really good trade.
B side, Jonah P really just taking all the space up onto the side, getting that plant down into a tape. Safe corner, MTA. Taking out Melza there as well, though. That's a spike drop down.
But now he's left in the 1v3, so this is still very difficult. Yeah, and G2 punish. So G2
Really interested in why
nicely
Brim
working the
over
map.
Omen.
I like this Brimstone pick so
The
far
Brim
on the
smokes
attack
can be
side.
dropped even
Valen's
faster. And I'm
certainly
guessing it's
finding
just the
a lot of value
molly,
with it
right? Because the
it's
minigame's
drawing
plant
crew
denial.
away from the edges.
So between Brim and Omen, who can deny the plant more? Brim. You got Molly and he's got ult. And that's the primary objective on this map. So Brimstone makes more sense. But again, like generally Harbor fits better. But this idea of smoking the mid turret does make sense.
Forced down to the halfway for crew. Again, a stack tool.
Yeah, look, they're defaulting it. This Killjoy turret is smoked off. It gets no info right now.
It's a good util combo and crew almost.
It's exactly what I predicted.
Up into Nesto, got to try and get that spam. That kill Shy is really far forward and he can't escape it.
Killjoy's just in spawn, dedicated spawn
really are.
player.
Guessing correctly in terms of where
With a util to catch the lurker on
G2
either
gonna
side.
be.
And they're
Kesnit's got
expecting
the
it because
dash,
it's eco round.
Real chance of him to just rip ahead straight off, but Valen's got the cover.
Great freeze in the round, again called by Valen.
Re-smoke the turret, fuck it. Oh!
Two more players
New
here.
smokes
with the
just dropped?
weaponry. Maybe they'll make short work of it. Yeah, moving forwards, Klaus. And MTA don't really stand a chance there, hopping across the ropes.
Oh, they're just so speedy, zipping along the ropes.
He's still
firing at
just
them
in
with the
spawn. Like,
It's unfair.
this guy
And Melza has
started
spent
the
this
round in spawn.
Thinking about pushing out B, saw the alarm bot. Net was in
Melzer
spawn
will
the entire
never
time,
clear
making
that.
Sure that couldn't even be a threat. Melzer's just had the worst time of things here. But such is the life of a Viper on Icebox. I can tell
You guys know
it's
Killjoy can actually jump from this window to
Just play the
boiler?
retake.
Oh, it's not Killjoy,
Your
Neon.
team don't stop
I
them.
don't know
You're
why I
like,
said
oh,
Killjoy.
nice kill.
Good shot.
2 away from the ults.
And that could be a big difference maker if he can get one more.
One more. Build it up.
One headshot would do it for Lee for any distance.
That's all he needs. Players, though, pushing up on top of him.
And not quite.
And that picking them out.
You know, that really is a large difference. If Melzer had had his ult online, there are a lot more things that crew can do with rotating around their defense.
It's interesting they're hunting.
But it's quite hard to play
Wait.
for an orb, to be honest. I mean,
I don't think they're
green
worried
is
about
more
Viper
difficult
ult.
to hold on
Because they
to
have Brim
now
ult.
than it was before in the old Icebox.
Does Brim
They
ult
could
just
actually
counter
fight over
Viper
it
ult?
aggressively. And you've seen the shock molly combos that G2 are happy to put
Because,
together
like,
over towards A.
the Viper
Wouldn't
ult
be
A
surprised
requires
see
you to go to a
another one of those
specific
happen,
spot.
just to deny an
But if you
ult
just Brim
from
ult the
Klaus
moment
or
the round
Melzer, who are
begins,
very close.
then they can't.
Doesn't look like that's what they're going for, though.
They can't Viper ult.
Prioritizing that orb, the smoke towards mid, as Kesnit's got an op online.
Exactly. The big boom gun. Pushing down towards B, but he doesn't really like his chances there to reposition now. Won't be too many players unless Net decides to take a lurk out through B. Seems unlikely though. He's just playing it safe, making sure that he can just hold for the push. There's probably no action there.
And you heard it from Tex earlier on.
Oh, there was no
Jonas
tag.
going for it.
Okay, going for this one here.
I'm surprised he committed to it.
They
And then he
KO
got suppressed
ulted?
anyway.
Yeah, that was MTA's ult forced out, I
They
believe.
KO ulted to
that's a
deny
win for
one
Jonah P.
Sova?
I'd take that trade any day
Yeah,
of the
I
week
mean,
as the attacking team, especially with no dart pick.
Yeah, no one was no one was scaling with the Hunter's Fury either, but it made it feel like almost it was a push.
I guess maybe they
Pulled out
thought it
the
was a
ult ahead of
rush
time. Now
and they
50
wanted to
seconds left. The
cancel
team
it.
is starting to regroup, so G2 here over towards A, but again, it's a lot of players from Crew ready to meet them. That's a great night.
That's huge. I think they just suppressed the
Got the right read
smokes.
for sure.
Util's just getting nothing done here. This is looking a little bit awkward. Orbital strike cuts up the site here. Leaf dashing ahead there. MTA once more taking care of him.
How do you push?
All goes down now. Still the Brimsmokes are dividing up the sites. But
Ooh, that
can
Brimstone
G2
does make
conquer?
walking maze
That
a
is the
bit more
question here with the
cozy.
back going down, though the fights are all the way going in favor of Crew. They've got it on lock with the entirety of that site. Second round earned.
Now the KO can make sense because yes, it looked dumb
Another
because
instance
nobody
where Crew are
pushed.
able to take down
Nobody
Leaf
pushed, so it
very
looked
early
dumb.
on as the exec comes through.
But the recon was landing and the
think a lot
Sova
of
ult
it
was
is just
coming, so
spamming
it was
based on
very
where they
likely that they
expect him
were
to
going to
be
rush.
scaling.
So the KO
Take a look at in the
stops
replay
that.
here.
And I mean, look at their
Yeah,
hold.
yeah.
Their hold is
Into
brilliant.
The smoke, it's not like Leaf gets seen.
I must have heard the updraft, I think.
Yeah, just predicting where his pathing is going to be.
Yeah.
And that is taking a lot of the edge out of G2's rounds. Still up 4-2, but Crew are doing a decent job here.
Down towards mid. Finally, that Viper's pit.
Pac-Man ult.
Yep, drop that one down onto A. Makes it nice and easy. And you can stack defenders out towards mid here. Shy with the alarm bot. Broken. Klaus over the top of Boiler. That's net taken out. I think that was just a bit of a spam kill. Dart is going to be good here. It's going to be connecting. Now they know that shot fired. Hunter's Fury to force them out into the open, into the window. You can't escape from it still. There it is. Damage applied.
What are these smokes? It was a mid to A.
He's left to just try and rush into it. Take some risks here, but he's lit up. Once more should be an easy kill. Should be, but isn't.
And now the Viper
behind
swinging
her.
out with the
Whoa!
And Melza has just given an open entry to
How
John
did
P
this
as well.
happen?
These two players from G2 can now
How did this
regroup and fight on
happen?
even footing.
Molly missing a little bit late here. Balance definitely weak, but it's 2 versus 2. Flash, that's a nice one. Just over the side of Jenny, but they haven't cleared this corner to tap onto it with the smoke as well. Out towards the side, and each individual player wins their fight. G2.
How have they gotten away with it? How have they gotten away with that? It's Valen just muscling his way through
All right,
an
Leaf
awful
is going to go
situation.
infinite. I'm
I
convinced.
think Crew played that excellently.
Your supports are
Cause
playing this
awareness
well.
that someone was coming
Leaf
through
is
the
going to
smoke.
start throwing his
Perfect.
life
Then
away.
the dart and the ult.
The Hunter's Fury.
Excellent. The punish in here should have been perfect.
When your supports
And
are
yet
winning
Valen
this
just
round,
outskills
you
a
are
couple of
so
players.
happy to just go in and die first if you get unlucky. Like, you're so down. Because you're like, oh, if I die,
From the IGL.
I've got the gods of winning the round on my team anyways.
And that's annoying.
It lets you
as
play a lot more
because, loose.
That's
gonna count in the stats.
It's sort
as
of what you want from a
successful
duelist.
mid to A hit.
Ah, okay.
And those almost never work.
Why? Do you have personal stocks in that,
I
Phelan?
do,
You
I do.
Okay.
Crazy. You got
G2
tagged
playing
by
another slow
drone.
beginning to this round. Anticipating some level of aggression from Kesnet. It's not a bad gamble.
Look at
And
this.
there,
Yeah,
the
they're just
turret is smoked
denying
off.
turret.
A different Brimstone smoke position. But I think the goal there is
And
just to
again,
try
it
to
baits
pull
enemy
players
Silver drone.
away.
Enemy
They're
Silver
hoping
drone.
Kesnet is not on this angle.
Can't get a dash off.
Another great trade. Valen's having a monster performance so far.
That's
My
fantastic.
ult's ready?
Shut down Kesnet is a massive win condition for you when you're playing against this Crew team. Hyper Molly, perfect placement as well. Forces TA towards the back side of the site. And again, it's that from smoke flash through it. 2 kills
Oh,
for
the
him.
ult's a bit deep.
Gonna try and find a third. Why not? The orbital strike was just a little bit ajar there. 2 players suppressing it where the last 2 are. Are we really expecting Valen to try and do it again? I don't think it's likely, is it?
Surely not.
Contacting both of them now. There's only real chance here. Okay.
Surely not.
There's one, but it's dealt with.
Okay, no
Deep
shot.
position of net. Jump spot as well. Good discipline. Klaus. It's off to the side here. No way, Valen. No way. 4 for him. On for the ace. A clutch like that.
Wow.
Denied by Shy. Oh my goodness.
That
Hold your
was-
breath and believe for a moment.
Honestly, if he got lucky with the bullet inaccuracy, Valen aces that in another
Fans
world.
getting behind them. But that is now 2 rounds where they should have just easily dealt with what G2 were doing. One slipped away, the other way too
No,
close.
he hit that shot?
MTA though, these flashes have been excellent. He's a player that's got the call up. Tier 2 player. coming in to replace Nags.
Yeah.
Having his place on the roster as the flex player and looking immediately on stage like he's got some great ideas, good timing, not afraid, not letting the nerves get to him.
Let's stick behind Brimstone.
The firepower's there.
I got you. The way that they're playing it is
Now
there's
G2
these
are
two
gonna take
Killjoy
a
turrets that
tactical
are kind of
timeout.
annoying on this map.
There's a few things
that
here.
stop the lurk.
And the Brim smokes were pulling
Thanks
a
to
lot
this
of
hole in
people
the
towards
tube.
the middle lane at
And
the
so
start
Valen has
of
been
this.
dropping one of these
Now,
two smokes
not
each
so
round
much.
to bait like
Valen
enemy
smoked
Sova
off
drone
the
mid.
turret in that round,
And
Kesnet
Brimstone
was
over
still trying
Omen
to
just
fight
because of
So there is now a possibility that you can follow
Molly
those Brim smokes
and Brim ult because they're
use
useful
them
for the
to lurk
Icebox
through
minigame.
mid.
Plant
We'll
denial.
see how G2 decide to fight for this. One of the other things that crew are going to have to be thinking about as well.
That seems to be the idea.
The Viper wall going up, Brim smokes behind. When the Viper drops the wall, when Trent drops that wall, suddenly everyone from G2 is
But
fighting
also
on sides.
apparently when Valen is playing with the Brimstone
NDA did a
arm
great job of
like
stopping it that
models,
time.
he can't miss a shot, which also seems to be pretty important.
Still money enough to buy here, especially Kesnet with his own ult online. I think another round would be good for them. Straight into it. The knife was dodged.
Knife was not dodged.
Here's the turret. Dash is there. There's those changes. Can catch on to him, but he heard all the noise cues as well and swung, forced Kesnet away. Got to respect that.
So slow from G2. The first 20 seconds burnt off, but dodged that threat from Kesnet and now trying to drone to push him away.
Did they see the jump spot?
Yeah, pushing yellow is so hard for their team.
Do you really want to go into Kesnet here?
Yeah, it seems like a fool's errand. We know what this guy is capable of.
There are now 4 crew players ready to fight.
Flash play. There was anti-flash positioned by G2. They were seeking to try and punish an attempt like that. But time is being whistled away. Down to the minute mark.
There's the mid smoke
Here we go.
kitchen,
Dart towards the back of
forcing
yellow.
Killjoy to
Full
stay
clear.
mid.
Here comes that mid lurk.
Yeah. Knife is good still though, but that mid
Ooh,
lurk.
but she got two anyways.
Shy!
Destroyed.
This time playing in front of it. Use the same Brim smokes, but there's the adjustments being made by crew, and they are really having a good time at this one now. A lot of damage done to these players of G2. They are weak. Finding it more than difficult to try and get themselves into the site. Trent down, no Viper.
Brent tells me
walls
G2's
rather,
comms guard
try and
classic
play
before
the
Icebox
favorable
left.
chance
Yeah,
to
but
win.
Icebox is all
Kesnet, you
different
will
now.
fall, but there's the trade by Shy.
With the introduction of all these new
Monstrous
agents,
performance so far.
Gecko,
Jonah B
Harbor,
still there.
the change of the
Active
tube,
into the fight, no
it's
kill
not expected to see
Shy.
a comp like
Little
this.
damage done. Have to go for the plan. It's going to be a wide swing, maybe. Forced off with the volley. Shy
Bro.
with the ace.
Call me Pixapod again.
But around from the Rhinoceros. He shut down that lurk play on the B split without even an
Use something
effort.
similar. They use chamber, I believe. Oh, everyone
Take a
used
look at this on the
chamber.
replay.
Yeah.
Just boom, boom. He actually headshot through Trent's body there. And then cleans everybody else up towards the end.
Harbor's around before Icebox left. No, but he wasn't really meta yet. Harbor was around, but everyone just called him dog shit.
Your chance.
He was picked like by one team on the map like once.
The G2 economy. So
And the
G2's
agent
plans have tried
didn't
to make
really
use of
get
that.
buffed much at all.
Look at how many players
And he became a staple on the map. The meta like evolved.
Pops off here, taking away everything in crew. It's the feed filled up, but can they really claim the rest of these kills? On the top of Bell, 5 HP to net. Can he really seek to do a little bit more? Not quite. Crew. That's explosive. What a beginning.
And crew have figured out how to deal with G2, which is don't bother about spreading out around the map. Actually, just stack 4 players wherever they're making noise. And G2, because they're heavily defaulting themselves towards one side of the map or the other, are not really able to ping pong.
Dude.
And crew are making the right reads, like you're saying, you know, just follow the noise cues or what, but you know, these stacks of players, it's paying off for them. Right back into it. This time though, crew, only one player gonna be anchoring, it's Melzer.
Look at G2 again though, all 5 players in one side of the map.
Kesnet is pushing.
And crew are going to be so fast to rotate.
Again, Kesnet with the disrespect. This man does not care. He's going to be giving all this information the entire time, coming to his teams like, guys, it's going to be A. Start stacking over towards it. Now the lockdown makes it really obvious.
I thought Shine might have gone for the counter lockdown, but he wasn't quick enough. They do have that for the retake though.
Oh, they get to always have the Raptor smoke on their hit.
Hit on top of it. It's going to be difficult to get through, but now, yeah, lockdown. Used, push them out of the pit most likely.
The pit's fairly decent here though, because Trent is going to be able to keep it alive, I think.
Potentially. Or what a strike. Where's this punish? That's onto the lockdown. Yeah, destroys it out, so they can still play up close and personal. Bit of spam. War through the smoke. Star needs to be dealt with, and it is. Trent With him still alive, the pit's still up. Kisnet though. He's
Did they know that this
towards
pit would give
traded by
them
Jonah P, but Shy's there as
that
well.
corner?
Inside the pit now, MTA taking names and taking the space of the rest of his team. They pushed them all the way back to the fuse, tapped, but they forced them out wide. Yes, they will. Crew again. Right answers, the right pace,
Dude.
and they've taken the lead in the map.
What a response from Crew. They've really figured out how to deal with what G2 are throwing at them quickly. This is a team that struggled to close things out, struggled to find the
Crew's
answer
looking
all
good,
throughout the
man.
regular season to be able to
It
put
feels like
map
Leaf
wins
isn't
on the
finding the
board.
frags.
And so far, so good. Even after their lockdown was taken care of.
Yeah,
Following
Kesnet
up on
won the
Kesnet
duel.
really nicely. MTA's got so much confidence for a new player on stage. They're looking aggressive, confident.
The trades are instantaneous as well.
Is it just nuts, man?
Not
Yeah.
letting anything get slipped by.
But Leaf is also nuts.
Good stuff. Last round now for them.
So it might just be a
Updraft
variance
dash on
thing.
top of the tube here. And remove that turret, remove the dart. Leaf's got a hell of a job to do here, and a drone in his face on top of it. What options are available to him?
Well, there it is again. Exactly what I was talking about.
Do they
I mean,
realize
it's an
they
op.
can slip through? Yes. Whoa. Kesnet again.
Trying to force the scamper.
The thing is, though, this is the first round where G2 are making noise on the opposite side of the map and then trying to sneak contact their way into A. There was a shot there from Valen, though. He's just given away that at least somebody.
Big Vandal on the floor? Yeah, he swapped immediately. Pretty hard for either team to go B, right? Yes, yeah. I think they've only been getting B when like it was impossible to deny the plant.
It's doing this in an unconventional location. It's going to force G2, I think, to be like a little bit up close here.
Valen himself doesn't have the Brimstone Molly to play post plant, so he can play aggressive on site. Nets already placed those down. They have double shot, double snake. Well, one snake right now.
Gonna have to with this one here is the take. Crew moving forwards. Kesnet taking out Hunter's
That was so cool.
Need to be taking space.
He threw a slight modification of the standard dart.
Jonah P answering back with his own, and Trent, he's still there close to the generator. All up to Klaus. And time.
It gave him a tag.
Pressure, mounting shot down forwards. That's a kill found. And one more player is low. And like I said, the spike was not planned for him. A tap, but he doesn't stick it. And the win conditions running. Oh!
No time, no time, no time, no time.
Unlucky for Klaus, but a really, really nice attempt.
How'd they all die? It was so quick. Klaus's recon was really good.
Might have just managed to
We'll
figure
probably
out
see in the replay.
solution at the 11th
Probably.
round. You know,
Maybe
being
not.
able
It was
to get
pretty
that plan
hectic.
down
Okay,
and
here we
took
go. Here we
enough
go.
time off before Crew swarmed to meet them.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, they're not showing. I'll show you.
From both teams. Super back and forth.
The standard dart on the retake lands up high over here.
It always felt competitive.
And
Every
this is
single
exactly
time.
where
Matsui
I believe
is
it
actually
was
standing by with
Viper was
G2
pre-aimed
Shazam
for it.
full interview.
Thank you so much,
But
Brendan.
instead, the dart landed like here.
Shazman, welcome to the
And
show.
so,
You had a chance
and
to do a
as it landed there, the KO knife landed like here. And so the Viper went to go shoot the KO knife, and then the dart landed further away than normal. I'll show you. I can.
Chill to meet all the fans. We gave out some cookies.
I stream on YouTube. I can rewind.
That said, you know, Net had an interview before going to this game that they had really what it takes to really win Americas pretty much for the kickoff.
You see?
You had a chance to play against him during the challenger scene, and what do you think is
You see where his crosshair's going?
that G2
Because the
currently has
standard dart lands here.
Yeah, I don't think he's wrong. They're one of the longest standing cores in the.
And so they had an alternate dart right there.
Built like a lot of chemistry for them. No matter the situational, it feels
And
like
that literally, you can see they're literally shooting
Come out of a round that's probably not favored for them.
right here.
Speaking of chemistry, there was a lot of chemistry in the
Bam.
cloud games yesterday. I wanted to know
Because they're
I'm
used
pretty
to
sure
seeing
you
that
watch
dart
the
over
games 'cause
there.
Everybody else probably watch it, right? So tell me about what you thought about the cloud games. Cloud and Sentinels, pretty much.
They're a lot of fun. They're very exciting.
That's a mix-up
Cloud
that
is always,
only
like, a
matters
really fun
at
team
this
to watch.
level. Like if
You
you're
know,
playing solo
Ascent,
queue,
Mega
you
God
just
will
need to
still
know
with some of
that
my
other
comps
dart
is
that I was
exciting
explaining,
to watch. You know,
and it'll
something
get
creative
tags
and
because it's
new.
really good.
And I enjoyed them
But
very
these
much.
pro players are
How's G2
pre-aiming
looking
that
so far
dart
in this
because it's so
Icebox? I mean, you
common
finished the half at 6-6.
at this
You didn't
level.
have what it takes to close the
And so that
series.
mix-up from Klaus
Yeah, I
is
mean, I'm always gonna
everything.
be biased, but yeah, I have faith in the guys.
It's
They'll do
everything.
this.
That's why they
Well,
died so
Shaz,
fast.
Always awesome to see you, brother.
They still
All
lost
the
the round
best,
though.
and we'll pass it
but
back to the casters.
That's the recon
We're getting into the
diff.
second half, surely, but yeah, super competitive. I mean, a 6-6 half. Can't ask for anything better.
I mean, I'm just taking a look at the scoreboard because I got blown away by the macro and how they were reacting. But having a look, seeing MTA top of the scoreboard, it really feels like he's having a lot of impact. And then I'm looking over towards the other side. Leaf got 4 kills on the pistol round. and
Dart, you doing your
since then
guide is
he's
good
been
too?
3
Yeah,
and
the
10.
dart I showed my guide is more
Just getting
standard.
shut down at the start of
where they were
so many of
pre-aiming.
these rounds. So he has yet to really come online.
It's from up here,
Half of that
bounces
because
off
I
this
think
wall,
Crew
and
have
it
just got
lands right
really good
there.
anticipation of how he was playing on the attack side.
Look at the patience on show by Crew here. On their attack side, anticipating that aggression. You're right, you know, the Jet players.
He buys 3 smokes.
Particularly Leaf, really a bit of a fall off. We'll see on the defensive side of things are a little bit easier for him.
Yeah.
Usually they are.
And you think about how Crew got that success at LCQ. It was by playing very disciplined 1-3-1 defaults, where the 2 players on the outside of the map would never make a mistake. Super disciplined.
Leaf feeling like he had to overstay his welcome there, but a couple of shots off. Rattled Kesnet. He's in, out towards yellow now, clearing out for the rest of his team. Taking the space, but the wall's not up for the rest of them to cross. Dash active, maybe a little bit too early for Leaf. Unlikely to
It's
get
in the
value.
weird beam.
Fades
Oh, that
away.
retake dart. Yeah, from mid.
Here's the wall.
From here.
Again,
The
no
straight
noise
line.
being made. Look at it, creeping up. They're going to pop flash through, potentially with a knife. No, a tap. Seeking some sort of response here, trying to meet them with just pure, raw manpower. And they are being met with G2. Got players towards the back. Leaf and Valin respond in kind.
Great cleanup from G2. Crew had a great idea there.
Yeah,
as
they're
well,
they're
though.
not
They
trying to
camped
plant
the
here
plant
because
and
they
were
have no
trying to
sage
bait
harbor.
G2 into
They're trying to
peeking
take
so that
some
they could punish them.
control so that they
At the
can
same
plant
time,
somewhere
though,
different
when
to
that
break up the plant
dissolved,
denial.
MTA just a bit too aggressive, pushing on his own into Snowman, not connected with the rest of the team. It's one of the first times actually where we've seen the kind of team fighting and brawling from Crew disintegrate a little bit and look a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
And it might have come at the worst time because that pistol is so important at a 6-6.
If G2 win with
take
Leaf
the lead
near the
back.
bottom, I think it says everything.
Valen's going to farm his ult
Because Leaf being near the bottom is not something you would expect to be standard.
But it will stop somebody trying to get eyes on him.
Where's the ideal player spot for Crew and
Look
be
at
here?
where
Huge.
Net has put down his nano
I have no
swarms.
idea.
So he's got one to try to deny the plant, and then he's also got one in case they try to fight aggressive onto it. So he's thinking about how MTA might want to use those flashes. You can see it almost at his feet here, blocking up that choke point into Snowman.
Spike going to be rejoining the rest of Crew, making their way over
Oh,
towards B.
they can play the plant denial Viper Smoke because they can
I
just
would
brim
assume
one
that
away.
Valen has some kind of molly lineup to the default plant as well. Though he may use it in the...
Use that Bristle of the Viper Orb?
retake.
Yeah, because the Viper Orb is better to deny the plant
Slow
because it does
beginnings
decay
here for
damage.
Crew.
Really slow. Two's entire game plan just revolving around making sure
Normally
they
you
hold
have to
them
just decide.
control, but they're aware now.
Ow!
Right down.
Planted.
More than aware
Well, we
here.
fucked that
Just
up.
one of the sight lines.
They should not be
escaping
getting
away.
that.
Losses on one. Literally 1 HP. Molly now towards the back of yellow.
Good Molly.
Plays out a little bit wide. I'm sure they can clear this one. Look at the way.
Good
these scouts are
recon.
just so good at just
Do you know that they can
segmenting
time into the
entirety of
smoke?
this side. A push from MTA.
It doesn't
Barely
matter.
dealt with enough damage done still. Everybody will
Huge.
fall. Bad money
Huge.
for Crew. 4 players surviving of G2.
So they land
Healthy,
Brim
healthy round
Molly.
going to the bonus.
And that shows you how G2 are going to approach
They have a
these
Brim
retakes.
Smoke here, so you
They're
can't take
happy to let
duels.
the
You come
side
over
plan go
here,
down, and in
and
fact,
then
the only thing
Jonah
they care
P's
about
dart
is
lands
stopping
here.
Crew from pushing into
And
Snowman.
you're fucked.
And then once the retake comes through, smokes either
Now
side
they
of yellow,
did
recon
find
to the
impressive
back.
timing
Molly
into this
as
Brim
well,
Smoke,
spray
which
into the
it
smokes,
seems like G2
looking
hadn't
to
seen
try to
before,
get
but
some
didn't
cheaper
matter.
kills, and then focus on putting pressure on the defuse. Seems like a sensible plan. Now Crew have an idea, maybe, of how they can play around it. G2 with 3 Bulldogs.
There's that danger there, but Crew now finally rifles in hand.
Actually, all 3 of those Bulldogs are over towards A.
I believe that's for yellow.
So,
Deep push
quiet.
again from Leaf. All the way into
Yup.
Nexus. Removed the turret early, which Crew was holding for. Really shy was. Sending the sights over towards B.
it's kind of
See
wild
Trent
that you
Silva
even
so
get an
bad,
angle
he's
to break
insane?
that knife,
Nah,
actually.
dude.
They denied
Jonah
a bit of
P
information over towards yellow, and now Crew are
is
a
the
bit cautious
fucking
of that,
chef
thinking there could be some kind
of lineup support
aggressive play.
agents. I'm sorry, but
Range of
he
these
is.
Brim smokes. I mean,
Go
Valens
watch the Jonah P
somehow able to get
KO
it
Ascent
off.
pro analysis I did,
The opposite
and tell
side
me
of the
that
map, I
you'd
think he just
rather
moves
Trent
a bit
on
forward
Sova
there.
right now. I get it. Trent's
Starting to see the limitations.
Put
of
up great
Brim. Someone
numbers on
used to see
Sova
Omen play all the
professionally.
time in a similar capacity, but
Go
don't
watch
seem
that Jonah
weakened
P
by it.
video.
Now moving up again, Crew.
I'm
Game
putting
plan,
Jonah
just
P on
contacting
Sova
Kesnet,
too.
Getting a bit of a run on. Sprinting forward to the rest of them, forcing out this util, but how much gas do they have?
This
left
is
in the tank? The wall
nostalgia,
goes
I guess.
down.
Yeah, I
Kesnet
think that's why you're
faces the
saying it.
dash.
I think that's
Still
it.
there. No targets to meet him.
And like I
Jonah
said,
P makes
G2,
way more
as long
sense
as
on the
they hold
roll.
on to
He's
Snowman,
like,
they're gonna be confident
by
in their retake
definition,
strategy. Once the orb goes down, then Crew can attempt
an
the plan,
insane
and he signals
nerd.
to go for
Like,
it.
Time. 35 seconds. Nothing to push it back. Oh! Okay. Straight through the smokes again. Kesnet falls. A bit of an unlucky one for him.
And Crew have now got to
I'm
think about how
surprised
they're
they're letting
going
the
to
plant
fight
go
this,
down like
because
this.
They're very likely just going to get ulted off.
Two players pushed up.
And then you just spam wide.
Right through the smokes once more. The first bear. What was
Wait, this is
just
criminal.
Then, tap onto the defuse. Players
They're about to flawless a
out of the way,
bonus
now
round.
stick is warded.
Yeah, and now you can't
All the
peek
way
because of
through,
the
they can't
one-way.
do anything. Can't do anything. They got to back away. Got to save.
That's what I'm saying. This retake strategy from G2.
Oh, because they're
never contesting the plant.
No, because they
Crew always
orb
allowed to get it
farm.
down, but then G2 coming
They've been
forwards,
orb farming
assuming
Brim
the
every
Crew
round
backing
for
off,
this exact
they have
moment.
always in your face. They have an ult in your face. They've got recons coming in. And the spam through the smoke.
Well, of course you can spam because they have to get wide because of the Molly ult.
Kind of situations. All right, Crew have got to come up with a way of abusing that, and I think one of the ways would be to play more aggressive.
Jonah P made that shot line up. You
G2 at
peek
the
from
moment
hell
are
to
just getting all
Bell.
of the site for free.
Oh, really? That's Jonah P's?
Crew have got to make them fight for every inch on
The double
retake.
bounce?
No one pushing away from the orbs. Farming them up over the all
The
day.
self
Again,
bag and
it's
tag
the
is the
B side
Jonah
of
P
Crew. Maybe
original.
we'll see those adjustments you talked about. Flash. And towards the back. Clearing it through.
Yeah, Shy's getting pressured a little bit over towards A here.
And this is what G2 have been doing prior, so maybe Shy doesn't anticipate them to actually push up behind it this time. They have been breaking the turret as part of the conditioning. Players to meet him. Will he get both of them? He's called for backup as well. He's got his team there, but Leaf
Great
backing away.
patience.
Just taking the one casualty. Dash as well. Disengaged for now, but a great opener. Maybe Crew can work off it.
And a pretty great read as well by Crew. Calling for the reinforcements very early on there so that they were
We're
ready to
aiming
back up
low.
Shy.
Oh, they're peeking low.
Brave from Leaf in this position here. He doesn't have a dash, just spots the jiggle.
Peeking a bit higher than we're
Awareness
holding.
from MTA. Moving forward.
Okay,
now watching
Leaf.
for all the angles. Right place, right time. Kesnet this whole time has just been lurking. Average jet rank player. And he spots the player out anyway.
And now he's going to
And he's called for the B rotate.
The B rotate
Okay.
in the 5v2. I mean, yeah, sure.
He's got the space.
What was
That is
Kesnet
called
doing
playing
there?
it safe. You don't want to take the 4v2 over towards A. Make sure that this round is completely secured.
You said that
Trent's in
second
an
peek from tube
utterly
was bad
unwinnable
in your
spot.
guide.
There's one from that. Nicely done.
Great round from Crew. Again, kind of similar to how they were playing.
Regardless,
LCQ and how Melzer was calling
if they
them.
win or lose
They
that
had
fight,
Kesnet pressuring B.
please don't be the type of guy that takes my solo queue guides and acts like you understand pro Valorant in a room or something, because you're gonna embarrass yourself. That peak is perfectly fine under the right context. In solo queue, the rules are totally different, completely
into
different.
this opening game because, you know, yeah, their games were close, but they still went 0-9 throughout the regular season.
Yeah.
And their off-season performance wasn't amazing either.
I don't want you sitting on the
So I
couch
was
at the
thinking,
party
is LCQ
going like,
just
well,
a
he
flash
just
in
said
the
that peak's
pan?
bad. I knew he'd
It's
die.
really
Some
difficult
shit.
to know. But so far, they are playing very competitively against
I think I'll
G2.
lose my mind.
Messi sign's going to go amiss, I think.
Buff Razel? No, I'm down. Now that I'm a Raze man,
But yeah, you're right, Josh. I mean, a flash in a pan indeed.
I think the ability's fine, but
Well,
let's
I
buff
think
it.
Maybe evidence for it, right? That is the question for Crew. But I think right now they're proving again they can go toe to toe because, you know, you think about these Ascension teams.
Bring
as
back
well,
old
a team of the
Boombot?
caliber
Nah, I
of
don't need old
G2.
Boombot.
I would often put them, I think, higher up than a lot of the teams in your partnership system sometimes.
I mean, yeah, that's a great question. Which would you respect
You know what would
more,
make
the
Raze
winner of
sick?
LCQ or the winner
If
of
she had a
Ascension?
smoke.
The tier 2 teams are no joke. I
Can
think
we
that's a real
replace her
question.
Boombot with a 200 credit smoke that you can throw at the ground instantly?
But Crew,
Give her 2 of them.
can't deny, they've got good ideas. They've got the firepower. They're not scared. They've got the confidence.
I'd hit
Boundless
Radiant
right
in a
now.
month.
They're only trailing by 2. Can they maybe even it up? Leaf with the operator. You're now on towards B.
Certainly could be a game changer.
Drone should spot this.
Give her 3, make them 7 seconds. I'm out. Ooh, you're cooking. 100 credits, you think?
Can take this peak timing, but doesn't know that Kesnet has crossed out towards the left.
And there are no flashes for him to go for that re-establishment onto the aggressive angle. And whereas G2 were often finishing where they first showed presence, Crew are kind of doing the opposite. Most of the time when they take B control, they are now leaning A. And it looks like G2 have the read on this because Trent is already coming to reinforce the A site.
They just smoked that shit for
One way
fun.
being thrown. Or is that just a default smoke, actually? Yeah, just a default smoke. There are plenty of different one-ways, though, that you can run with Brim on the A side.
Super aware. Time just being brought down. 35 seconds. Molly's at their feet now. They can't really cross past that boundary to get into the back of the side. They're finding it really difficult to chew through.
Trent is just eating the vulnerable
To the
backside.
side, into the corner here. Okay, barrel
Whoa.
it through. That's brute force. Respect the approach here. So Crew have found that opening onto the side, and now this retake pretty much chalked, isn't it?
I don't know what happened there. It looked like G2 just had to take a bunch of bad fights. How's he walking up the ledge so easily there like that?
And Crew
They
found
won
a
the
ton of
fight. Oh,
success
thank you,
there by
Pimflash,
just
for your
relying on
brilliant
their
analysis.
fundamentals. Getting in.
That's
I
what
mean,
I
the
was
first step,
missing. They
found
won
a
the
really good
fight.
knife actually onto Trent and Jonah P. So no opportunity to use shock molly combos onto the planter. So that's a huge bonus right from the beginning. But then by triple facing onto rafters, they ensure that they just have so many. Oh, they'll kill.
Hunt begins. This operator is important. Leaf really wants to hold on to this one.
Schrodinger's jet.
Longest spike
Schrodinger's
explosion of all
jet.
time. This man is sweating right now. Over the top. The right click.
No.
Won't survive.
Op denied.
No one will remember them.
Yeah, look at
Well
the
played, Crew.
economy. Not really too feasible to get another one online, unless somebody wanted to go without armor. So yeah, take a look at this swing. It's a flash out from MTA, whose utility has been excellent.
Trevor, go to my
and really
YouTube
well
stream and just
coordinated with the
rewind
rest of the team.
if you got questions about
And it
previous
just-
rounds.
It's all over in one fell swoop.
Power of YouTube.
Kesnit's happy about that one. They got rid of the op. That was the goal.
No players to meet them on G2. Over towards A. Giving up a change of the setup, actually. They're looking to see if they can push through this.
Shy is in spawn.
Yeah, in spawn.
He's in the curry spot.
Barely spots
what
out,
spot?
actually. He might have had his knife out in that instance, but he survives. Lambot
What's he
broke
calling it? The curry spot?
Done.
That didn't really pressure Crew to accelerate onto A, right? Even though they know that there was a couple of people pushing out B, they're still very diligent with the way that they're clearing angles.
Taking their time with it. Going to be holding a dart for this potentially. Anna swarms, snake bites, enough to delay. A tap from Klaus. That's again trying to pull out extra pieces. Still looking at like Hunter's Fury. Any sort of connection.
Plant denied.
Usual spots as well. No one really taking the space either. This time on the opposing side. It's Klaus. Let's it rip.
Bro, this...
Again, no kills have really been found. It's a bit of a stalemate.
There is
between
so
both
much
these
util on the map.
Faded away now. Gonna try and hold on to backside control, but that can be a tricky business plan for Melzer. Finally, will he get this one off all the way through G2? They want to try and take the fight to them. Of all the bodies in the world. Again, they're really finding it hard to try and get into that backside control. Melzer forwards onto Nest. He's managed to bring down Leave. Second kill for him. Right click with the knives. Crew in control largely there.
Crew's looking really good.
The coordination's excellent from Crew.
We got spoiled by the Com Silva ults yesterday. Yeah. Com Silva ults
G2 when they tried to come back
are
into
definitely something
You know,
else.
Crew were falling back and playing passive post plants on B, and that's what allowed G2 to get this retake style working. Now, they're not falling back at all. They've got people pushed up towards Dice. They've got people in top nest.
Dude, it look.
Fighting.
They've adapted.
It's a great adjustment from Crew. And it
I mean,
is
they
on the
just go
opposite
in
side.
A.
We haven't really seen them
It's
do
been
it against
A every
B
round they've won, right?
But
They just stopped going B.
G2 now need to prove that they can
Case
stop
in
this
King Point, it's 4v5 on A.
Stacked to try and showcase just that.
Because G2's B is so good. Their B retake with the smoke, the molly, the recon. It's so hard to deal with. It's 5v4A.
Only the one player found with that. Crew might be wading to a bit of a trap. Still some bites around a G2, even if they don't have the rifles. They're just holding. Really working the clock, honestly. Every single round of Crew.
Most of the time, they've been rotating away. This time they hit.
Forwards though with the stinger. Leaf stare, Valor
Oh,
to the
shit.
side.
Oh, they got the trades out.
How does Leaf get away with two? Melzer swiftly responds. Straight there, and with the res online, so MTA.
Net has a Vandal.
Net with the rifle. A chance, but
If he gets lucky timing, he can win
lucky
this.
with a kill. There's one.
That is lucky timing.
MTA way out wide. It's a 1v1. Shy with a plant down. Time force against it.
Oh,
wins
Killjoy diff.
Shy has been a backbone for
Killjoy
Crew in
diff.
these dodgy situations. That's the second time that Shy's managed to bail them out by winning a 1v1 when Crew were up massive numbers and then got a bit wonky with it.
Yeah, a little bit dodgy.
Are they just gonna
At the same
keep
time,
hitting
though,
A?
they're getting away with it. They're getting away with it.
Are they trying to fake A and B this time?
G2 still can't prove that they have the answer to stop Crew just simply going A. I don't see any reason for Crew to change things up here.
No, they're just going A.
Putting rounds on the board.
What is that?
The lead.
Oh, never mind. It's a
Players
normal ult.
facing out towards A. No kill found. Leaf. Dash. Trying to get himself out of there. Bullets raining down, peppering him onto the floor, but he is lucky.
You should run.
This is gonna be tough. No Jonah P. No space on site.
Really no chance, is there? With the lockdown.
They're just
Leaf
hitting
is
A,
just
man.
overstaying his welcome, hoping, praying for a kill here. He's gonna get detained. Yeah. Push back here. Should be an open site for Crew. Molly's delaying him just ever so slightly. Smoke's down. Smoke's dropped down. What's the call now from G2? Do they seek to try and fight this one? Still with that player disadvantage, Kesnet! Just Kesnet things. It's disgusting. Right up top, collecting it, the deck collector himself.
Dude.
Drone.
How many A rounds in a row is this?
Removing the weapons on for the ace once more.
I mean, he is gonna hunt. Trent doesn't have very much money. It's worth getting the weapon out of his hand, and Kesnet's got
Pro teams does not prep two
This is
maps.
the perfect situation
Sometimes they will not
to play
prep
for the
one
clip.
map.
Where could he be?
Two would be too
Trent.
much.
These targets cowering. They don't clear him. Oh my.
Because one of your unprepped maps could get picked in first cycle every time.
But Trent just praying he can hold on to this. He hears the ropes as well. Players running straight into him. MTA, he's baiting him so he can get the A!
But it can make you very predictable as a team if you're not comfortable playing every map to some degree.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I by power.
What does
actually
G2
see
do?
that.
That's 5 in a row.
We have to give away another one of those PCs.
You're right. There's 2 aces this game.
No, that was a sick round from Kesnet. And it demonstrates the same thing again. Look at the angles that Kesnet is fighting to get those 2 on top of Generator. They're not giving G2
Hey,
any
don't buy.
space
I
to
held that
attempt a
angle
retake.
at that height. You called
In order
it
to
bad.
set up a retake, you need at least the little
I know
bit of
I
map
was
control
raised and
to
it was
start
solo
moving
queue.
forwards. And most teams on
And
Icebox are just gonna
you were
give that.
right.
They're like, oh,
But
yeah,
I'm
we're
gonna
play
use
for shots,
that
we're gonna play for volleys,
one
that kind of thing. Let's
instance
back off and play towards
to say
belt.
I was right.
And instead, Crew are choking out G2. And they're also just going A every round.
Yeah. Icebox moment.
Yeah.
Go A every round.
Actually, Icebox. Icebox single piece of A4 paper strap book. Crew fan favourites here in the Riot Games Arena for what they did last year at LCQ.
Scrubber's team scrims tier 1 teams apparently. Oh, a lot of collegiate, like the better collegiate and tier 2 teams, scrim tier 1 teams.
Got away from them.
Yeah, I mean, they could try doing something like a triple push down mid.
That's how I
See
get
if they
the
can
tech.
overwhelm Shy, who's normally been
how I
holding
get the
that,
tech.
and get a flank retake. That's something they could attempt. I think it's worth trying that kind of thing on the eco, so that then you can just stack 4 players A on rifle rounds.
My PC's I buy power. Where's my aces? The reason you're not getting aces is because you're here watching the games instead of playing ranked. And then you'd also go into customs instead of playing ranked.
G2 have to win 3 rounds straight.
It's not a
to get it
PC
to
diff
overtime,
though.
Assuming the Crew can convert here.
Balls in their court. At point, ready and waiting.
Huh. Now they're thinking B. Or are they thinking fake
The big
B and
danger in
A?
this round is of course Leaf. His blades.
Yeah, fake B and A.
MTA can kind of just hold onto his knife and wait to use it specifically.
Shy hears it. Turret active as well. Thrown up close. Broken updraft. Knives missed.
Yeah, and didn't want to dash to try to collect the kill. Instantly, Shy calls for reinforcements. The Crew players are there, backing.
I said it earlier, but the way Crew just worked the map, really making sure to get every single second out of them. MTA.
What is that? That's from on top of Generator, like the up angle. What a shot.
What the hell is that? Molly sent flying. Kesnet still here, lurking around the corner. He's going to be meeting Net only with the Sheriff. Jiggling. Spots it. He's kind of stuck in his position right now. I need some help from the rest of his team because there's just
Dude, he caught it.
Play. Kesnet. Baiting like it could be there.
That's the round.
Wide into the open net. Seeking to deny the plant from getting off here, but this is a round that's fallen to pieces unless Leaf can do something about it. Ooh, vulnerable into the orb, forwards. Shy, he's running away. Here's the noise cue.
KRU.
This is a really hard round. You even cleared this corner. Melzer wants to take the fight straight to them. Okay, it's traded.
But there goes Leaf with his Blade Storm.
Picks up the
Do we go for Brimble? Do we go for the retake setup? Probably not, right?
I think maybe there's a chance, but no, because this just want to
Definitely
straight
not.
up. Okay, swinging wide.
Wow.
Yeah. Confidence in the aim. I respect it.
They don't have an answer. They don't have an answer to the A hit, man.
They insert Melzer up tube into kitchen at the very start. Kesnick continues to apply that low
Because they have no answer to the A hit, they're playing 1B. Which is...
even after they lose MTA to a great shot
I think
from
the
Leaf,
weakness is on the
they've
B
got
site.
pressure onto net. Alert
Leaf
to
up
pick
online.
Trent, and the B site is there.
He had one earlier and it didn't help, but that was because he was B and the enemy team hit A. So maybe they bring the op A and Killjoy B. No, they bring the op B. It looks like they know better than me.
Needs to try and stop this. Operator again with the drone, this time breaking it. Doesn't push himself off the angle, actually, just keeps it.
Oh no, it's the same shit.
I think that's
Great
the kind
job.
of confidence you need, because they've got to get info to deny Kesnick going for his lurks up towards B.
Hard to hold that angle with the op, though. It's two positions. You can't hold both of them. Into mid now. Isn't there with the knives?
This looks like Ned is going to be asked some serious questions of him. Once this alarm bot gets broken, and they know it's here.
Trying to find it. Just running straight through. Not even using neutral to clear. Up trap. They're just going straight into their spawn. It's almost unheard of. There's a dart to clear it. Dash through into the back of it. All the way through. Valen this time will contain, but Ned.
Bro, they keep losing the lurking duel.
This even trades across the board. 3 versus 3. Trent moving forward. Still, they know what players there. Straight up through the mid 2A. Melzer. 1v1 now.
No, we can't lose that duel. Wait, he's planting it a bit biased, no? He has to face four. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Leafs picked up a Vandal, exchanged it for the orb.
He's got 2 mollies.
Keep your team in the map.
Yeah, Melzer doesn't have the orb on the spike, so these snake bites are not a death sentence for Leaf. Melzer will have to peek at some point.
This is brilliant.
Opportunity of a lifetime. Silently working your way all the way across. Players down. Up close. Quarters. Will the fight be
Oh, that's it. That's it. KRU win game 1.
A grand opening.
Since when?
Grand opening, grand closing. Melzer called an insane game and wins the clutch towards the end. KRU are here to play.
Yeah.
It looked like they were struggling.
And now we're going to Sunset.
Match, the very first quarter. And then they figured out an adjustment.
We're going to Sunset.
Stacking the sites wherever they saw G2 approaching. And that
Just you compare compositions entirely. You're just asking such a weird question. It's like saying, how does a chess player choose which piece to move first? Like, I don't know, man. Like, does that matter?
Adam of KRU, and Adam, congratulations
Not really.
on the win of the first map on Icebox. You know, I kind of want to talk about
Because
Kizik.
knowing the
Usually
answer to that
it's just
doesn't
doing
really
Kizik things,
help with anything.
Most importantly, I want to talk about your new players in Shy and MTA. It seems like they brought a lot.
Yeah,
to the
instead
table
you
this
try to
map.
identify the map and like what the main objective of the map is, like what Penflash is saying. Then you comp around that.
Different team, where we have a really different play style, and it's also they have to learn to go crazy with Kednit.
And you'll just guess at what the objective is.
So both of them are like
And you'll play around that
extra
objective
for Kednit
with comps that fit it. And clash against teams that disagree with you. And play a different objective.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach Adam, and all the best for the rest of the series.
Thank you. Bye.
KRU pick up a massive win for the team as they managed to topple G2 on their pick of Icebox. You know, actually, funny enough, it's quite ironic because the G2 is going around, not that cookie. We're going around and making these cookies, and one of the cookies says "who," and I think they have just answered that question for themselves. Yeah, right, because they now know
Bro, you
what
can't
KRU is
just
all about.
show a cookie on
We
stream.
were
I
a little
want a
skeptical,
cookie
I think, going
now.
into it, only because a lot of unknown factors, right? But I think now Kesnit looks amazing. Like everything.
Holy shit, you guys
is
are going
clicking
50-50 on
for
this one?
team, and it couldn't have happened for a better group of guys.
Kesnit looked great.
One
but
game got you
really
feeling
what stuck
all
with me from that game was how good the calling was
doubtful
from
about
Banter
G2?
and the read that he and Adam had on that one. That Brimstone comp is not something that you see very often, especially here in North America. It's not something that you're going to be scrimming against a lot. And I thought they really quickly figured
Anders, when doing
out
that
its
Pearl series,
weakness.
didn't
It
talk about
wants to be
agents till the
playing
fourth part of the
retake,
series.
playing the stall with mollies on
When you
B.
talk about
So
this
they
Anders guy, the
really
more I
slowed
like
their
him,
game down,
Penflash.
played that 3-1-1 style, constantly defaulting, baiting out utility, and had some
Yeah, he actually
great
understands the
late
game.
round hits to just
Crazy.
destroy G2 on this A site over and over again.
Yeah, they went A so many rounds in a row, and the second that they stopped and kind of slowed down to take their pace, even different places into that mid, it still worked out in their favor because they did such a good job at baiting that util. They did such a good job.
That's why I think
at
ISO's good
breaking
on this
that
map.
KJ turret or ruining a little bit of their setup towards that B site.
Because when you ignore, like, we want entry,
even on the
and instead you
executes,
just
they did
focus on
not
the
go
map
in way too
objectives,
fast. They knew that there were
he seems
mollies
good.
waiting to stop them. They knew that there was like a chance that there was counter util for them. And instead of just like running into sight, they threw their first set of util, waited for that wave, and just let their teammates go. And MTA with those flashes, man, like they are looking
Anders
so
made a video
good
about that concept too.
He's
Wait.
going crazy on that KO.
He made a video
And you were
about
talking
ISO on
Kesnit. He was
Icebox.
great, but he wasn't the Kesnit that was great during the regular season when his team was losing. every
Because that's
round.
crossing
He
a
was the
crazy
Kesnit of
line.
LCQ, who is still playing really well, but is in his IGL system and is not taking undue risks.
At some point,
He's
the
still
guy
Kesnit.
must be
He's still gonna
related to
peak
me.
Sometimes he's still gonna
Because ISO on Icebox,
but he
nobody
was
agrees
not
with me
going
on
off
that.
on his own and making silly
That's like a
mistakes and
huge
overheating. He was
original
playing into their
opinion.
idea very, very well, and that cohesive product is what made KRU go on a run before, and I'm so happy to see that's continuing here in 24.
Yeah, I just wanted to see this team.
No, when
show
ISO's
us
released, he talked about how
some
Valorant
layers,
does
right?
want to
Some
move away
different
from thinking of
speeds, if you
duelists and
will.
just dive
Something-
agents.
you know,
Oh,
the
yeah,
game's,
of course.
ramping up, then you meet that speed. If the game's slowing
But
down,
Valorant
then
devs
you
wanting
also
people to
slow
do
down,
that
and
is different
controlled
from
the pace
the
in
game
that second.
supporting
yeah,
that.
they really did.
I mean, a big part
And
of
there's
that was
one
this guy,
bucket of
MTA.
people who
His
think you need
debut
the
was
role.
So good.
Yeah,
And another
I mean,
bucket who
I
think
was
maybe not.
literally looking and watching MTA because I just said it earlier. His flashes
All I'm
were
saying,
so
that
good. His
Aspas
utils
played
were
Reyna
so
on this
good.
map yesterday,
The timing
and they
for
won.
his teammates, for the team around him, and the plays that he made. And
You know how they
opened
achieved that
up
without deleting
for
Jet Rays?
Kesnit, for the
They
rest of the
literally
team
played
was
Reyna on
amazing.
Icebox
And even
yesterday,
after that,
Gervo.
playing up in those
You
close
forget? You got
positions,
short-term
playing a little bit
memory?
aggressive and making sure that it doesn't.
There was
you
a
know,
comp
allow the other team to just
yesterday,
retake
Ed
the side
Phoenix
forward.
on
Like, even
Ascent.
playing like that, he just did such a phenomenal
Are you
job
guys?
for
You
his
guys
team.
all have memory loss. We saw two comps already that didn't need dive agents on two different maps.
Important role in how you're using that utility.
How
And I
do you
think he
not
did a
see
great job
how
at
they
that,
accomplish that without
timing when
deleting
he
Jet
was
Rays?
using
They've already
flashes,
done it.
Setting up Kesnit
Loud
super
picked Phoenix
well, and
on
also
Ascent.
kind of deciding when to use that KO knife in a comp with so much utility.
I'm willing to take the L if we see a lot more of that this year. No, but the change doesn't happen that quickly. Even if Phoenix on Ascent is best. Teams are not just going to swap because Loud does it once. It takes time for a meta to
all just
shift, even
fragging.
if something is
couldn't agree more.
stronger.
I mean, honestly, unlike the New York
Because players are
Metropolitan
just
Transit
attached to
Authority,
their
this
ways.
MTA is actually quite reliable. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy could do a little bit more. Myrna, you are my favorite person, by the way. I just really want you to know that.
No, I like that joke.
Riot shouldn't be rushing into balance changes to push players towards swapping faster.
Talk about trains much longer.
Reward the players who are more flexible and more creative.
We'll hear from Josh RT about what he had to say going into map 2.
Like the meta, I personally don't think dive agents are necessary on, let's see.
Josh, it seems like it had a very strong start on the first half and the
Ascent,
second half, but
for sure.
the lead just slipped.
Icebox for sure.
Icebox against Crew, and how
Split.
do you fix this for map 2?
I think
Sunset.
Crew made pretty good adjustments during like the midway in the half and a little bit on their
That's about it.
second half.
I think on these four, you can really argue for not needing one. I think Lotus, Breeze, and Bind, you really do need one.
I think as long as we do that, we'll take away map 2.
Awesome. Well, Josh, good luck for the rest of the
Unless
season.
there
Thanks
is
for
a
the time.
Lotus comp that I have in my head that's a pet comp that doesn't need one, but it's super unique. So,
happened there on Icebox and just move on to the nicer,
because look at the maps,
sunnier,
man.
Landscapes.
You don't need to
Sunset
dive
as we
here.
get ready for map number 2. This is going to
It's
be
all tight
Crew's pick
corridors
here,
with lots
Mimi.
of turns.
Not now. But actually, I am going to ask you, what should we be expecting here? There are obviously
It's
fans
nothing
that are
like
coming
the
in that
the
maybe
breeze
aren't
choke,
too familiar
where there's
with
all
this
of these
map.
close angles
What should fans
that you can dash
So
past.
I think this map, particularly on
Because breeze,
defense,
it makes
kind
so
of
much
revolves
sense
a lot
to
around
have neon
what
or jet
space
or
you're
something.
fighting for. I
On
think fighting
Sunset, it's
for
like,
A main controller, B main
look at this
control,
routing
and
onto the
pushing for that
site. It's
extremity
so
control, your
long
range
and
of fade, whatever
curvy.
that is, and your raise to deny that space is super important on this map. I'd expect most of these teams to be picking into Cypher. He's incredible as an anchor on these sites as defense, and on attack,
So
those mid looks
curvy.
into the late round really open up your opportunities as an IGL. For my money, I think Ascent plays the most, or excuse me, Sunset plays the most similar to Ascent for stuff we already have in the pool.
Yeah,
It does
I
not.
think,
It does
like,
not. It does
Ascent,
not.
Split, those two kind of maps.
Sunset does not play like Ascent, and there's
Of the
Sova.
similarities when it comes to Sunset.
And no duelist.
Controller.
What do
We
you
have
make of
double
that?
initiator, double control. I actually love this. I think space making on this map isn't as
People
big
talked
of a
about
deal
it
as
playing like
is on
Ascent when it was
for
first released.
example,
It does not play
only
like
because
Ascent.
there isn't that much verticality. When you have that fade and you have the chamber just going in, baiting in util, and being able to TP out,
it feels-
you have a lot of ability to kind of
it doesn't
get
feel
out
like
to
Ascent at all.
onto
Maybe
that site
the
and
way
bait
these
all that
teams will
util
play it
without
is going to be
actually having
1-3-1.
to have a jet
I
or
doubt
raise
it
or have
though.
some sort of crazy move.
And I mean, no jet, no raise. That's what Crew's rocking with. They're locking in the chamber instead. But I think that could work for their style. They love the slow, defaulty attack style.
Or split
where
then
you
Ascent.
give
No,
space
I
for
feel like this is a
heads
trap people fall into when talking about a new thing. They need to talk about it in terms of existing things. Let's pretend Icebox just came out. People were talking about it like it's Bind. Like that was a real analogy people made. It's nothing like Bind. It's Icebox. It's plant denial. It's a unique map. Sunset's the same in my head. It's not like Split. It's not like it's Sunset. It's gonna have a different priority.
Brimstone Gaming, are we?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think you can
Brimstone
easily
gaming,
compare
but
it.
I think it's going to be an interesting map nonetheless. No duelists. We haven't seen Sunset played in Americas at all so far. So this is going to be our first
closing prediction.
look at what the meta might be like in this region. Although I doubt most teams are going to be playing no duelist comps. But who knows? Who knows? I'm intrigued. I think Double Initiator does seem super strrong for heavy
Let me see the
exits,
minimap.
but Double Controller is also pretty decent for trying to play a little slower. And that seems more towards Crew's style.
Let me see the minimap.
Let's have a look then. Yeah. So they've got a bit of a lurk Viper wall over towards B. You would expect that to be countered by the trip most of the time, and Crew not slowing down at all.
Oh, this is fast. Yep, Leaf was there though to meet it. There's a Prowler ahead of it just in case of the unbreakable trip.
Jonah B is ready for that.
The Nuda mid is compromised. Two players will fall. Another fight to be taken. Bit of a dink there. Damage being done. So Melsa, we still claims that kill. And that's, oh my god, saving his teammate's life there. Out towards the side.
Damn.
G2. Wow.
Yeah, that was a fast one. I mean, just from the very first pick, where I barely saw a Crew member peek their head into market, and it got ripped off. That was an extremely simple dismantling, but I don't think it really told us too much about the compositions just there. Just that G2 have really nice, quick
A
responses.
Crew starting
to B
attack
splits.
with this comp kind of hurts.
One of the important things to think about is that trip that Net just threw. And a lot of teams are going to have ways of breaking it, getting around it, bothering the Cypher. Crew's
So Cypher, KRU is crazy.
Land a knife
It's because of the
onto
wall bang
Cypher,
thing, right?
or maybe just
Is that
try
still
to
in the game?
prowler and run through, break the
Is
trip
that
at the same
illegal?
time.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
Those are the two main options.
But I think it's going to be a bit of a bother for KRU. And you can see here
What's the
it's
point of
already
Fade if you don't have
allowing
Raze?
people to
Double
stack 3A.
controller, pen flash. And they don't need Sky because they have KO. Fade is, she's got more recon than Sky. And you want to have the second dog over Sova when you have two controllers. As opposed to G2's comp, which is very unique. I mean, I'm surprised we're not seeing Sky here with double controller.
Entirety of this A side is really just under lock and key with the amount of players they got the cross.
Jonah P, Fade makes sense for them too.
Any attempt there, a lot of players meeting them head on. He has some cheese, not enough.
But I've seen some crazy Sova tech. And the moment Jonah P throws some of it, I'll tell you about it. But I don't know what I can leak.
Clean round from G2.
Yeah, keeping all of that weaponry online. Aside from Jonah P, that class gets cleaned up. Leaf creeping towards the ultimate. He had a big start on the previous map as well, and then cooled off. But that Raze ult is going to be massive on the defense side. It's also interesting, even just to think about the roles a little bit on KRU.
Cypher Trip wallbang doesn't work anymore? Okay,
bet.
bet.
Here, rather than either of the two
And the Cypher
initiators.
Trip's really good.
Something
So I'm
to
surprised they're
think
not
about
picking
with
it.
KRU maybe expanding their playbook and the flexibility a little bit of where they want these people to play. Of course, Shine is filling in the sentinel role for this team rather than an initiator like he has done in the past.
Yeah, so it makes some level of sense.
It does, yeah.
Guns for KRU. All the rifles here. Fade Eye into me, the Prowler on the left side here. But like you said, you know, this Viper wall, the Trent's laid down. It's really quite tough to chew through.
I think KRU are going to have the most success if they manage to pick him off before he can even realize there's someone there. As you saw Kesney going for. Ooh.
HP just tipping away here. No kills.
Kesney up to his lurks. Same kind of thing he was doing on Icebox.
Yep. Same play start. The smoke up into his face, but here we go. Drop down!
Wow, what a shot.
Adjustment, trade. Online for Jonah P.
That's such an important kill that Jonah P.
They actually did transition to 1-3-1 in the mid round here. They didn't start with it because it's impossible for one to get past this. But they used 3 to get their 1 into elbow, and then they transitioned to 1-3-1.
Cheeky way to do it, but
It's
Shy was only on
interesting.
20 health as well. Maybe could have got away with that as well if he had a bit more health to him. Team running out now. Trying to scale onto the side towards the back of the box. Jonah P was blinded up, and Valen narrowly assists, not with a smoke in his face.
Valen was slow on that paranoia. It didn't catch onto MTA, and that's why Jonah P died. So now a 3v3. G2 have a flanker. Here comes Net.
Nets. Wow. The Bulldog, he wins it. Those are brought down. 2 players still anchored, tucked to the side as MTA and Klaus.
Cover going out.
Do have those rifles, but it's a really difficult one to try and win. Time being taken. Nade towards the back.
I feel like Rise should stop fixing bugs, but just kill you as soon as you abuse them.
This is cleared. Over the top, though.
That would cause
Spotting it out,
people
actually, with that satchel all the way.
getting
MTA
killed
scores.
on accident due to another bug.
And it followed up and turned it into a 1v2.
That idea is
Net
terrible.
here still. It's got the rifle, there's so much to do.
Like, you'd just be
And
doing
MTA,
something totally normal, and then you die.
okay. In this round,
This is where I would be like, that's a bug.
At this stage. A lot of unknowns circling around this guy, but he has stepped up massively so far.
It's been amazing.
Or yeah, you like accidentally shoot a wall the wrong way
Filling in the flex
while
roll.
flicking.
What an addition.
Right, it's like, that's a
I
Pokey
think
wall
it's fair
bang.
to say that expectations were not massively
It was a
high
joke.
for
Oh,
him.
get them.
He was
Get them.
Somewhat of an unknown
Get them.
player
They
coming up to the
they didn't
tier
use a
1
tone
level.
indicator.
But he's fit into this
I took you
squad and
seriously.
added a lot of firepower. And his timing is really strong too.
Yeah.
We've seen some people get nervous in their first game. Even in this season, actually. But he has just stepped up in.
All the palm trees are bugged. They're one-way scans.
Yeah, but the
Really?
skirmish there, over towards the A side. Good response from Valen, keeping them back.
Drone on spot, duration running out.
My ult is ready.
Cheeky with the orb, but the one way really does just prevent anybody from swinging. Again, same playbook the KRU are really operating on through Icebox, making the most of the time. The clock really wearing this one down, seeing what they can get done with these low times.
They're in 1-3-1 here again too, but the chamber doesn't have any space.
Up and breaks it though. Nade from Leaf. He's expecting the split. There are players into mid. They lost control of that a little bit earlier, but no commitment.
I think breaking that trip earlier in the round would have had massive consequences, but with only 45 seconds, Crew do now have a little bit of time pressure to finish on one of these sites.
Just doesn't seem good.
Valence missed it with the peak. The jiggle timing here. All the way close to the corner. He can really just do
Unlucky for Valen. That is so unlucky. This timing is perfect.
Kisnet clearly spots the gun, spots the gun, and there's one kill.
That timing is perfect. Because Valen felt like he cleared that.
20 seconds left into the corner. They are dropping all over the place here. G2, no chance now for the round, and he knows it.
If you think about a map where Kesnet dominates, right? You just picture average Kesnet domination.
Wait a second, why are we listening to Crew's comms? Dude, you know if they did that for real, teams would intentionally comm worse on round 4. Like they wouldn't use their
timings on Jet and now Chamber.
Their tech.
Up weaving his way through the defenses.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's demonstrating extremely
the round 4 attack win rate would plummet.
They're hunting out this last gun. No players really.
Because it would be like
that should be safe.
Win rate suicide to
And a
calm
lot of the space that
full try hard in front of the camera
breaking that trip
without any filter.
And it pulled back the defenders on A. Because Crew are spread around the map. And G2 can't really get a feel for where they are. The information game is certainly being won.
Well, how is he alive?
Oh my.
So there's a silver lining, but not much of one.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's the information game. You know, when I say about Crew playing slow in these rounds.
Bro, what if no duelist takes over the meta on this map? I would love that.
So to be breaking a lot of that preset utility, the passive map
I
control.
drop a sunset guide. Sorry, duelist mains. Your role's actually dog shit.
In there. Wow. But a lot of the damage had already been done. G2 are going to have to start getting more.
Just dodge if you get sunset.
Re-clearing on defense. In order to just get an idea for where Crew are. And if they can catch the players who are playing to contain.
How we handle that? What do you mean? I wouldn't ever do that. I would not advocate for a no duelist comp in solo queue. You realize how silly that would be, Pen Flash?
Around the map, you might just run into the stack.
Team comp doesn't matter that much in solo queue. I've said this a million times.
That spots it. Mid players, they know it's compromised.
I would just pick a duelist that fits decently. Tell you to pick them.
Now Crew know where the
like Raze.
single rifle is.
They're walking themselves all the way into mid. Leaf's on the flank himself, right behind them, but he doesn't have a gun to try and take that fight long range. And it's just Crew.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Shreds it to the top section of mid. Shy is watching for it because it was all commed. Notice the second player there. Valen.
Well, that's unlucky back.
He threw with a stinger.
I think it's a consolation prize, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be really difficult for Net to commit to this. He's only got 450 credits because he rebought armor and he didn't get the loss bonus.
Yoru's decent on Sunset, isn't he? What about Neon?
Again, demonstrating
what tier 1 games are you
holes.
watching? I'm just curious.
Mid, and yet they smoked it off.
Can you link me from the current kickoff series in America, Pacific, China, EMEA? The Sunset matches with Neon and Yoru.
Back around the corner. They're just getting
because that's pretty much exactly how I source all of my opinions about the game.
Extension of what their style was during LCQ.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It bears mentioning again that Crew did not go into champs and dominate, right? They had that run at LCQ, but they weren't actually able to convert it into any success at champions.
Talk about general map shape.
Success in the off season. But now they're coming into the games that matter in 2024, and they're looking great. Like they didn't skip a beat.
I'm trying to understand what that means.
Early time taken by G2, but essentially necessary. The only 2 rounds they burn have been off the pistol and the follow-up.
Enemy remaining.
And I think they're lacking so much information.
Wouldn't all the turns on the map, shape-wise, make Yoru worse because his teleports can't go as far?
Of the 5 rounds that we've had so far. In theory, they should be able to stack the other sides of the map, try to play aggro in certain
Yeah, big level
areas.
Oof Sentinels has not played Sunset yet, dude. I'm talking about an off-season game.
Players been playing aggro and elbow, or
yeah, I mean, aside from the eco we just watched, I mean, Leaf walked out B main on that eco.
Wasn't trying to offer opinion, meant to be a question. Yeah, my answer to the question though is I have no idea because nobody's played those agents, so they're likely bad. If they were good, we probably would see them. But I mean, we haven't seen enough Sunset games yet. They're likely
We got
bad,
us
both
online,
of those
G2.
agents.
Could make 7 of it with Leaf, Showstopper, Jonah P with a Hunter's Fury, maybe set something up.
The thing is, both of those ultimates actually require a bit of information about where crew are in order
You think
to use
Gecko's
them
good on
properly.
Sunset because he's from
Right?
LA?
They're
Now
good
that
at stopping
is a
big
hard-hitting
exit,
question.
Or good at
True.
stopping a plant from going down.
Because
But
Gecko
if
was
crew are
at
just
this basketball
quietly
park
walking
in
around
his
the
release
map,
trailer,
and then
right?
they burst onto you, it's really difficult to find good timings for those defensive ults.
Wait, lightning struck at the
puzzle here
same
for G2
time?
to solve.
You guys both said the same thing?
So an op wouldn't go amiss, I think. Through again.
What is this knife land?
1-4
Oh, that's the
setup.
market knife.
Doesn't see anything.
A knife from MTA aimed towards where they've seen Net in the past.
Really deep drone. Sees. No connections. MTA, where's this one going? Probably landing into market, I have to guess.
But Net has rotated his
I
setup.
just don't
so he's playing over
understand,
towards
like,
A.
the
That market knife not
A1A
catching
main
onto anyone,
lurker.
and Trent dodges it.
How they take space. I guess they don't.
It's so
But it's
slow.
passive, right?
So quiet. Impossible to tell that crew have 4 players in mid.
This is a repeat of the previous round.
But now they have the camera instead of bodies watching.
Oh, I fuck with this.
Surely they hear the footsteps
Oh,
as well. Net! Backs away, Hunter's Fury. This feels very, very improv. Just an attempt to punish. All that space that was granted and gained. And Kesner in the mix of all of
Dude.
it. The chaos of the situation.
They completely cut the
capitalizes.
chain.
Straight there towards the back now. Fade ult. Nightfall. Scazzers it into the back here, but no connections onto Trent. And Trent has a hard time of it, but does
Wow.
maintain his composure. Still.
How does
paranoid
Trent
into
get
his
one?
face, and he's got players all about him. Valen. He's there. He did manage to find those 2 kills up into the top section of it, and Jonah P stayed alive this whole time. They flipped the entirety of this match. Showstopper!
Dude,
It's
that
still
timing is
Please take it away.
bullshit.
MTA dropped to his knees, but still going to be granted that information to them because Valen is the last one
It's a
left. They know
1v2.
exactly where he is. The face, the timing.
And the trade.
Dude. Klaus just happened to peek back
timing is
sight on the
so
exact
brutal.
timing.
He's
Leaf
watching
is
the left side of
rocketing
pillar
right
for
side.
a long time, waiting for an attacker to peek. And then he thinks, right, well, I've got to go for it now. I have to ult. It's getting so late. And that's exactly as one of the crew guys swings around the spot that Leaf was
Imagine crew 2-0.
on. Brutal. But G2 again, so many questions being asked.
Felon on Brim wins that? Yeah, with the brimstone hand models.
Positioning and
It makes
pathing
him
from
aim
crew.
better.
And Kesnet is the player to open things up once more.
Yeah. I think you'd have a lot less agency when you're locking into the chamber, but still been finding the value. It's all about just the contact plays. I mean, just finding those.
How are
gaps.
crew finding
He's not
rounds,
even trying
dude?
to play
It
inside
seems
his
crazy to
rounded,
me.
is it?
No.
It's not like he's trying to play it as a I'll get one and get out.
Yeah, that's how you. I think that's how you got to
Okay,
play.
how
it
do we
into
scale
this
off that
combo.
contact?
Yeah, it's a hard
Pushing A
worker.
is so hard.
Now Trent anchoring with
Do
the
they
help of
omen
these two
flash?
trapwires.
But look at them, they're just walking
Dude,
all the
you
way
can
up.
blind your
I mean, they can
elbow,
just walk
guys.
up to this trip, spot it out, hear it, break it,
Oh,
parallel to
they
the back.
push
Trent is
past
in a lot
it?
of trouble. Now look at that, Prowler in his face on top of it, they're running him down. Didn't stand a chance, man.
This is
Not a
bullshit, chat.
chance.
Nothing they're doing is even remotely translatable to solo queue. Their play is too coordinated. I'm not seeing any individual agency. Like this omen flash he threw, that will literally blind your solo queue teammates. Elbow.
Next.
It just doesn't blind your professional teammates because you've practiced the hit.
Valen and Josh must be scratching their heads. Again, it's not like crew are using tons of utility and
The solo
stomping their way
players
into A,
have been notoriously
making it
passive
obvious
because
that
there's
they're
no way to
anything on that
scale
side of the
solo
map.
either of these ways.
G2 only realize that it's a heavy commitment once the trap's been broken and a
Rubber Slow
paranoia's
Gas too
already in
big.
the
No,
face
but
of
there's
Trent.
always stuff that
By that
transitions
point,
or translates.
nothing too much they can do about
There's
it.
always solo plays.
It looks
Like I don't
really
think
good
you
so
understand
far
what I'm
from
saying.
Crew.
Like on Ascent, when your Sova's anchoring lane, he falls back here with Odin. Pros do that in pro matches, and you can do that in solo queue. I'm saying we've seen basically none of that except for the one defensive push into B main from Leaf.
Net's just getting spammed off minimap there.
Yeah, gotta make changes. Got to make changes. G2 with a timeout now.
Burning your second timeout after 7 rounds.
Yeah.
And that shows you how lost G2 are at the moment.
I can think of a couple of options for them.
How
Like I
does
said
G2
earlier,
adapt to
they'll
this?
play
I have no
that.
idea.
Now, they don't have the economy for it.
You should go to
They pick
Thinking
up the
Man's
op, they can
Valorant
try and
with
find
questions
some of
like
these
that,
low
bro.
timings as well. You can hold down one of the avenues on the map without really needing utility.
The question is though, as well, Brent, where are they going to opt? Because over towards A,
I don't know this map.
A lot of smokes utility.
I got no
effects, right? It's
no
gonna be really
knowledge.
difficult against the Viper setup. With like the Viper smoke and Omen smokes to be able to get good lines, unless they play really deep A.
This is not good for G2. That is likely true, given G2 is timed out and they're down 2 to
A lot
5.
of space in B main. Jonah P a couple of times was droning deep in it.
Yeah.
G2 lose, are they full eliminated? No,
Get in there,
no,
maybe
don't they
mid as well.
drop
Mid is where
to...
they are really getting exploited. Market player of an op.
Yeah, I think if G2 wanted to play extremely aggressively, trying to
They
fight for
drop
mid
here.
control towards the beginning of the round would be useful, but a little dangerous and a little difficult with their composition. Desperate times, though, are going to call for some desperate adjustments.
See what the call is here. Deep play. Dart tagging onto 2.
Huge, will you be watching PRX tonight at 10?
Viper orb, though.
Yes,
Yeah, and
but
it
not
stops them from
live.
Being able to play up any sort of aggression. They are close to it, though. A lot of players tucked to the corner. Jonah P was playing anti-flash. Just never to set that up. Leaf just taking a fight straight to them. Jonah P still don't want to hold their ground down. And will they find any value from it? The paranoia was perfect from Melza. Pushes those players all the way back out of it, but it's still a 3 versus 3. ADS 2. Jonah P.
Dude.
3 for him. Might be on for the ace.
Looking like me, right, guys? Right, guys? Like me with the Guardian.
G2
Any
finding
agreeers?
success playing way in front of where the usual line of scrimmage would be. And Net's coming around behind.
Disrespect. Is how they're aiming to win this one.
All right, if anybody agrees,
flying.
chat, mods, make sure you time them out.
remember though,
I
the
don't
weaponry is
want
still so
people
low.
who lie to me in my
Jonah's been
chat.
able to pick up 3 with the Guardian, but can he manage to gain additional kills? Do they feel confident enough to go for the weaponry that's dropped? If the plant goes down on B,
Fake
you would-
homies.
30 seconds. Yeah, they don't know if they're just cutting noise out towards A here. Holding for the ground.
Cover going.
Deep dart, surely at this point. As soon as the trap, yeah. They're going to be starting to grab at least one of the guns. It's Net.
Ooh, they're planning for main.
Man here gives some info. Note that both of them are on B, so the players can start rushing into the site to try and take
Hey,
this
so they
one.
grab
Still,
guns.
Sheriff, Knife 4. Our connection, Trent. Grab any of those audio cues, and a backside position is gained. It's a
Trent
great
can't hear
call by
him.
Crew. In the moment here, they're doubled up. It
Oh,
is
he saw both.
Some semblance of awareness. Jonah P. still there. And there
Jonah
it is.
P!
Right when they needed it.
That's my goat.
If
Just
that's what
like
it takes,
me,
though.
Jonah P.
Jonah fighting with a Guardian, acing it. Crew.
He literally hero guardianed.
I don't think that's the call from Josh in the tactical timeout.
Yep.
Jonah, buy a Guardian and ace them.
He's nothing like you.
How
Pen
many,
Flash, you're hurting my
how much is it
feelings.
per
Can't you
PC?
just
How many
give
aces
me
we get now? Is
this?
the third one? I got power.
Yeah.
Marketing guy is sweating. He's sweating.
Ew.
No, boss, I promise it was a good idea.
It was a good idea. That's why.
I'll get you a gun here.
Timeout?
Okay,
Hey,
so
Jonah,
now G2
go waste
with
them.
rifles in hand, what lessons did they
That's
learn from
Coach
that?
Gap.
What was the thing that contributed to the win? I think it was playing pretty aggressive.
Yeah, I think the
Now,
coach
it's
told him to
hard
get more
against these
aggro.
Viper, smokes, but you got to try and get set up before Crew have taken a bunch of map
Yeah,
control.
yeah. Crew is trying to do this thing where they send the
look at it, though.
3-man
G2
hit
getting
squad
pushed back behind the
up
Viper
A
orb
to
from
get a
Sean.
lurker
Leaf's
deeper
kind
into
of stuck in this
elbow,
corner.
and then
They're
they
using the
cancel
drone
to
to get back up on
1-3-1.
an aggressive angle, but Crew have already left.
Which is annoying because there's no world I can ever call for that in solo
Dealt
queue.
with, but again, yeah, it's this mid players. They've already looked up again past the angle. Just an off-angle approach from Trent to try and hold it. Same smoke all the way through. Prowler connecting. Trent's got so much to do here as the lone player. They're going to be walking right into him. Rips away 2.
Yeah, that's major. Massive player advantage here now. That trap broken. Melza trying to be a menace. But what I'm noticing again is Crew are not afraid of mid at all. They're just walking around there.
Take a full round talking to get that to your solo queue teams? No. I can communicate that idea. I can communicate that idea within 10 seconds. But complicated ideas like that will never be followed. It's too complicated.
Moving forwards. One player remaining. It's all up to Kesnet.
It could be as simple as a, yo, Omen, lurk B main. I'm going to call the team over on A. All right. The 4 of us are going to walk our Reyna into elbow. And once she's in there, we're all going to leave and go back mid, except for Reyna. And we're going to play default 1-3-1. Like, that's all you have to say. It's simple. Sure, I used 4. I made it a bit simpler for solo queue, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
While Crew had rifles.
Because it's too
It's
slow.
just Trent being able to defend this, punishing that contact play with an off angle. But the fact that Crew are allowed so much access to mid without using too much util at all. The first Prowler used for mid control while they were already up basically to the top. That worries me.
They're taking it for free.
Yeah, they really are.
So embrace from it? Yeah, exactly. Because if you recall, I played a Sunset game recently where I was going to play B and we were going to send 4A, and we failed that. My Reyna went mid and died alone.
And it's not like Trent had any support there.
And we
in
lost the
B main,
round.
Just trying to get it down on his own. But he picked the exact wrong round to do it. I don't think Crew have been playing B main heavy at the start of these rounds at all. And yet this was the moment that they decided
I'm trying to take a page from Zekin's book. He'll be like, contact B. And that'll be his whole IGL.
Good luck for Crew.
That's why the underpeel is cool. You can copy what you see in VCT games. Yeah, and the in-houses.
Get the opening. They forced the old out of Valentine.
Again, the in-houses, the underpeel, you can actually IGL like that. To an extent. The tier 3s are still going to mess things up. Like I played Bind last night. And I told Reyna to cross, so and I would stun. And then she would flash, and she didn't cross, and she died.
And
Lost the round.
Pulling Valen and Jonah P towards A.
Everyone's
The rest
trying,
of Crew
yeah.
are ready to walk out B.
It's so believable because Crew really aren't using that much util in the first place. Paranoia in through the corner, but net still open. Pit Hunter's Fury.
Wasn't that unrated? It was unrated with 4 tier 3s, and we were tryharder.
Klaus up through mid. Instant trade by Leaf. Good reactions from that one. Immediately turns around. Plan finally getting down. 2 versus 3 though with the Pit.
Same as an in-house.
Really,
An in-house is not
They're
rated.
going to need some spam kills here, Brent. Oh, they're going to allow the Pit to go down, actually.
Decay, damage, Leaf dropping down. Clearing all of it, and yeah, you're right, the Pit goes down, but interesting smoke from Melzer. Shot down, kills. There, last player notified. Shy. He's got so much more to do. 150 health. Dart towards the back. Gets a double face.
Great round.
Pull that one from the brink.
That's a Jonah P gap.
Insane shock from Jonah P.
I sometimes call plays, and after teammates say, yeah, good idea, let's do that, half my team runs off plan immediately. It could be worse in Osuke. You could be like Lily, and you could call a play, and your whole team follows it, except you fail to follow it.
Especially after picking up Trent.
Guys, I'm going to smoke bot mid. Let's wait 2 seconds and peek after it blooms.
This is now going to make it a much more competitive game. The score is 5-5. I'm not sure it feels like it. Crew have been very dominant up until these final few rounds, where G2 have started to wake up.
Yeah, that shit was fire. That round was fire. She peeks before the smoke blooms.
Nice and even.
Like, oops.
We haven't seen a Kisnet lurk to win the round in a while.
It was her call.
Very different. What they're usually doing. Still with these trips, getting rid of the cam.
It's so true. I did it again last night. Wait, his trip is low.
Over this. Not choosing to do so.
Yeah, that's decent information, actually, later on for Kesnet to potentially abuse. Look at the call here. They're going to try and make pressure around the rest of the map, and then I think Kesnet is going to go for the jump over that trip. Genuinely, he's mad.
You think?
I believe it.
There's a cam in the corner.
I'm not sure he'd go for a jump over the
Leaf
trip.
holding close. He's got a showstopper to do so. One of the luxuries that you've got. Lovely flash from MTA. And Leaf, he can't see a thing. Doesn't know if they scaled up
I guess
close to him.
there
He's
is a
maybe feeling the
world.
panic, settling in, but Crew not really taking much speed into it.
Is Kesnet going for the
Kesnet is a
Fosbury
duelist
flop?
main. Actually, a duelist main might.
He's really...
Nah, he just breaks it.
He went to break it instead. Okay, fair enough.
Rest of his team grouped up on 2A. There's only 35 seconds left.
Low trip is you avoid the vent wall bang, which no longer exists.
Stalin setting that one up for the defense here. They know that there could be players.
No, the
that are
low
not
trip
completely giving it up, but the lower as time gets, the worse it could be.
is meant to bait him into jumping over it and dying to the guy who's still backside.
The space getting in. No, Rocket goes flying, but no kill there. Just the damage on top. Melzer just TP'd. Ballsy play, but he earns the 1 kill. At least with the trade still there. G2. Maybe they can make sense.
I assure you, Net is aware about whether or not that wall bang is legal and whether or not it's still in the game.
1 HP with the decay kicking in. Leaf still there. Beautiful work. Precise with the shots.
Oh, Fade Dog goes over the trip that low?
That one was,
There you go. Cypher main and Chaz shutting Conk up.
Walking all the way up
And
to the
me
Viper
up.
wall for free and then using utility through it. That time though, Leaf and Valen doubled up, able to pick off at least, or do enough damage and get a kill at least, to be able to make it slightly easier for the rest of their squad.
They call a timeout. They win every round. You're right, Rare. I didn't
only
realize.
went 1 for 1 on his lurk. I mean, if you can keep Kesnet to only going 1 for 1, that is genuinely a win condition for G2.
On here.
What a comeback. Very reminiscent of Icebox, but the other way around. G2 themselves having to come up with the adaptation in the first half. In the second quarter, now double upping.
Double op?
You were talking about that being a potential solution.
Great way to stop these contact plays, but there is util being used and expended to take the main control. Knife to the corner, it's dodged. Another prowler there. The trips.
Double op, and our ops are mid and A. And the enemy team's going all B main.
Valen needs to stay alive. He's got to buy time for the rest of the team. Util in his hands.
That's annoying.
He strikes right when the timing was correct. 3 players now into the back of the site, making sure they can reach.
Valen's pulling his flash out there because swinging that deep back sight is generally bad.
Down to the raise nade there from Leaf. He's so weak.
But they had the read.
In an aggressive position.
That the timing was good.
Jump spot almost punished. Laying down a second molly, a smoke now to follow. Trent using it. Pushing the positions. The players are low here. Melter's watching the smoke. Where's the trade? It's there from Net, but instantaneous. And KRU.
6-6.
The discipline that's carried them this far makes it to a 6-6 half.
Switching sides.
Same as Icebox. And a very similar story, but the side flipped. I mean, that is G2 being forced to maneuver and make their own adjustments to what was going on. They did a decent job of it.
Oh, wow.
but
Jonah
I'm
P
still
almost got
really
2
impressed
there.
with how KRU are calling. And this no duelist composition seems like it has a ton of threats on defense as well.
Well, it does. Anyone's game so far as well. Potential for continuation.
KRU's timing was insane. Is that skill or luck?
In the air.
Mostly
Wonder what our
skill.
desk has got to say about everything so far.
I would say whenever you see a timing play happen,
on couches now, so sucks to be you. Anyway,
go to random.org.
What a
This is if you're watching alone.
bit of a tug of war, right?
Do 1 to 10,
tugs, right?
and if the number is 10, it was luck.
Very strong, but Myrna,
So
you
that-
started to
so
see
skill,
KRU bounce back.
skill,
and G2 bounce
skill,
back. We're tied up 6-6.
skill,
Yeah, I mean, like on Icebox,
skill,
we saw that KRU kind
skill,
of understood and adapted
skill,
the way that G2
like this.
played,
And
I
when you
feel
get
like this is
10,
just kind of a
you'd be like,
crossover
okay, that was
where
lucky.
KRU started getting the
That's
hang
like
of it and
roughly
getting
the
ahead,
efficacy
and
rate.
then G2 just bounced back and understood how to
Because when
play
you're
and
in the
how to fix
position
their
to
defense
capitalize on
around
good
that.
timing,
I think the
you get
initial
this
issue was way too
strong
of a
feeling.
passive of a defense
It's
for the
very
side
strong
of G2.
feeling.
They were playing really back on A. I think it's really important to be proactive on that defense.
You'll literally tell your team, I have
later on,
timing,
and we're not
because you
just
feel it.
letting KRU walk around the map. KRU,
Then
they have
the
shifty
one lucky
perma
timing
bounce.
this
They will
round
walk
was when,
everywhere if
or
you
this
let
half,
them on the attacking side. But now going
was
into the
Leaf
second
was
half,
rocketing
G2
out
on this
B
attack,
main,
I
and
think
Leaf
this
had
is where we
just
can
held
see
this
some
angle
of
for
that
like 5
Silva
seconds,
start to
and
shine.
then Leaf went to
I think
rocket
the
out,
dart
and
comboing
right as he
into
went to
X's
rocket out,
disruptor,
Kesnet
chamber utility that you might have is
peeked
a lot stronger on this side
and
of
shot him in the
the
side.
map. And for me, whereas
That
Icebox
was
with that
unlucky
break up had a very
for
set
Leaf.
way to play with this composition
And
for
lucky
G2,
for
it's going to
Kesnet.
rely a lot
Or
more
Klaus,
on the
you're right,
mid-range
not Kesnet.
from Valen, which is where I think he
Thank
really
you.
thrives as a
K
player.
player.
Yeah, for sure. And they have that.
That was the one
double
lucky timing I saw
controller
that
comp.
half.
So it's like when it goes into attack side, there is a little bit of lurking allowed. There is a little bit of freedom allowed. It is a little bit rough because
That
it's
timing
like, you
could
know,
add up
maybe
a
not as much
link
execution
on Leaf
power,
and
but
the
we'll
other
have to see how
player.
they do it.
G2 are in the big
You'd
leagues. This
have
is the
to bring
pressure
me the
now
round,
to
but
not
I didn't
lose
see anything
their
else that was
opening
super
match and take
lucky.
it to a third.
Couldn't agree more with that one, Mimi. Let's send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
That was incredibly lucky, that round. And it led to
See
a
how this
conversion that
tournament
was
ends up shaking out.
criminal.
Right away with the barriers dropping, a lot of players ready to meet with a bit of a skirmish.
Holy
Melzer
swoop, look at the
holding that
mini-map.
paranoia on for the left side approach, dark clearing, not seeing too much, but here's the refight as well. For Audi, smokes is anyone's game, but it's Klaus who's filling up the feed once more with all green. One player left standing, it's Net on the opposite side
Bam.
of the map.
And it looked like Leaf could have been the difference maker there. He actually slipped into the Viper Orb without KRU knowing. He wasn't able to find too much value from it.
Fight into Kesnet.
Been there.
And KRU win their first pistol round of the series so far. I think that's incredibly telling that KRU have kept it this close and been able to win map 1 without being able to lean on those pistol rounds. Their gun round play has been excellent.
Yeah, that's
That
KRU's
spells
first pistol.
Bad news ahead potentially for G2. Unless they've got really good mid-rounding, as Mimi and Athena were talking about on the desk. on the couches.
Chris, some crazy reads, no? Both teams have had crazy reads.
Making a specific point about.
I'm gonna blame the producer.
Um,
I'm gonna throw.
I mean, they hadn't won a pistol yet today, so.
Under the couch. Under the couch. So different Viper setups from both of these teams. Instead of a lurk B Viper setup on the attack, it's over towards A. And on defense, Shy looking to anchor B. And that
Are they gonna do the market play? No.
Here comes Shy.
Melzer's got the
yeah, Shy tucked close
top screen angle.
Now it is an eco round, but with the plant, get some extra money here. I mean, not even extra money, extra.
So like that's skill. You see, he timed the peak off of the reload audio. Does that make sense? It's not lucky that he got the kill. It's skill because he heard the reload and knew the other guy's planting.
Along with the rest of his team here. Lovely nade from MTA. No more kills to be claimed there. Cleaning up the rest of these players beautifully. That's only got the classic. Only got the classic. Not enough to do, but still. Bit of danger towards it. They did some damage to the economy. And the plant online for G2. Not the worst case scenario in the world for an eco round.
And you'll get that feeling when you're higher elo. You just sit in the smoke. You don't know when to peek out. Just wait. You just wait in the smoke, and you'll feel the right timing. And hard to explain what that means, but there, the right timing was the reload. And it just felt right. But you just wait until it genuinely feels right. You don't exit the smoke on a whim. You don't gamble. You don't guess. You wait. And then it'll feel right, and you'll go out and you'll kill them all.
To take early fights.
I feel like G2 might lose this round because look at the minimap, bro. This looks deadly. This KO flash.
Are going to be very interesting. Who wins, initiators or controllers?
I love that recon.
I love the idea.
That recon lands in the window there.
Onto this angle, but as the wall goes down,
it's very easy to throw.
On with the orb, isn't it? Free to play in this spot. Still within the safety range. So he's going to be getting all that control, passive map control the entire time, calling for his teams. But he is backing away.
And I had a Sova player throwing that recon for me the other day in ranked. It was lovely.
Kesnit loves being active. And it looks like G2 have...
They didn't have a mix-up though, which kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because their dart started getting broken by like the second time they threw it. And they had no mix-up. So I was getting no tags.
Game plan just seems to be just follow all the sound cues.
It worked for them on Icebox. It really did.
Anytime there's a semblance of noise being made this time. Pressure here. Trademark broken.
It is a
fake
though.
like he's that. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, yeah, he airstrafes away.
Look where the spike's going. I mean, this seems like a great read from what they learned on Icebox about the way that KRU likes to play their defenses. Because KRU
they caught KRU over rotating on bonus.
G2 made noise. And
this is a sick play.
Very first time that G2 have rifles on board, they run a fake.
Okay, I don't like it. I don't like that plan.
So. Gives them open access to it. Still 5 players remaining though for KRU on the retake, but they don't.
Yeah, they're throwing low trips because of the fade.
That is really unfortunate timing. I mean, Leaf just unaware of the fact that that was going to be fading. He goes down. He's gifting them a gun on top of it.
This is why I don't like the plan.
Everybody through main here. This is going to come down to spam with the guns and maybe a bit of util on top of it. Damage definitely being done. Players are low.
It's hard to
right
spam
now.
this plant.
Tapped, trying to force out that first wave of this one, but MTA didn't expect it off to the side. Smoke's still up, really forcing them all to just go out into the open spamming, but nobody's been sticking this entire time. Mal's now defusing. Half onto the board, everybody lining up. Half onto it all the way.
No, the smoke faded. The smoke faded.
Barely, but they do win the round.
Here's my current understanding of it. You can plant here or you can plant here.
Awesome fake.
I think you plant here if you're going to play main, and you plant here if you're going to play for market.
Like you said, unaware that the smoke was going to drop, and then... Ooh, this is...
It's precarious. I mean, reminiscent of the Haven C long.
Yeah.
Trying to play it with the guns.
And I think had there been more of a follow-up on MTA's flash, that could have gotten even more deadly for G2 and could have easily slipped out of their fingers.
Small tires, right? Easier spam, yeah.
1-0 so far in terms of Valen calling the mid rounds, because that fake.
Omen trying to fuse. He should have known smoke was fading. Yeah, I think he just went for it. I don't know.
Staring at Viper utility to start the round.
But
there's a lot going on.
Being pushed away afterwards. Even playing in front of it. Look at him.
Yeah, Kesnit's one of those players that you have to slap down multiple times before he decides, all right, okay, I can't really get away with this. Yeah. He's so confident.
You'll get it when you get closer to Radiant, Danny. You'll understand. The game can get so much faster than you realize. In lower Immortal, the game is so slow that you always have time to think and be calm.
there.
In Radiant, the only players who can be calm all the time are legit pro level players, or like
pulls back the rendezvous, he's running
top
away.
100 players.
Over towards A now. The fake is working. Leaf maybe he gets a little bit more here.
It's so
Kills to be found
explosive.
Absolutely excellent. He is the lone player up onto the site, but he's met his match there. Lots of players ready to find him. Kesnet not giving up all the space here, but there is a smoke again into his face. A bit of random spam. Lucky can get his head taken clean. Oh, he's disrespected.
Damn.
And shut down in the process.
Kesnet going for that is crazy.
His pit. So this now becomes even more difficult.
Like, look, we Viper pitted into immediate fatal, into immediate KO flash, KO kill, reset, wait out the eye. And now we're going to do another util dump. Recon to counter the eye timing.
It is chaos in the mix here, but the trades are still good for Crew. Working away now into the back of this one. Only 2 players remaining for G2. And the pit still remains up. He needs to stay alive. Good adjustment from Trent. Snaps to the side here. The player's alive here with it planted for the pit as well. It's looking more than one for them.
Great round from G2.
Too difficult now. Melzer onto the high ground. Time ticking away.
This series is so much closer than anybody thought it would be, no? It's just like the 100 Thieves series. I love this.
2 rounds won for G2. Excellent maneuver.
Have we had any like one-sided
They
series?
sold a fake again, and Kesnet moved off.
What was the most one-sided series?
This is almost a time
Energy
where you want to
Furia?
be hitting the tactical timeout, but it's so clear.
Maybe, but still it was
that
13-10.
probably Atom doesn't need to get involved. I mean,
That's an
the crew
Ascent.
players
Oh
have
yeah,
not
if we
done,
talk
they
one
realise
map,
that they've just been faked on
100 Thieves went 13-3 on Split against Leviathan. If we're talking one map, but I'm talking like a series.
And you can't fake every attacking round. No.
All of the series have looked
Conditioning it a
competitive.
little bit is really helpful, because now Crew are going to be certainly not over-rotating as much. And now I say
Sen,
that,
even the
but
Sen series
G2
looked
have just made
competitive
noise in
in the
B-Lane,
first
and
map.
Immediately, 2 people are starting to
I mean,
rotate
Loud
over the
whipped out the
outside.
most crazy tech
There's an eco though.
for map 2.
Before to stack. Especially with Kesnet just pushing all the way forwards here into the back of the site. Leaf thinks second against it. Chunk down low as well, but a util. Who do they want to plant this one? They have to try and fight for backside control. They will do so now with a util pop flash. It's nice, but the guns are even nicer.
Damn!
No armor for the Crew players. They just went down to a lot of blind spam there.
Pacific, the games haven't been too close yet? Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Fake the rifle rounds. Don't fake the anti-eco rounds. Let's see if that pattern holds true. What does Valen call here? They have a large ult to be able to work with. The Raze ult, pretty decent. This is a weird one though. We've got a timeout coming out from Crew. And I'm confused by this, because if you're going to call the timeout, why not before the eco round?
Yeah.
You've
a bit
just
more
seen,
time to discuss.
Yeah, you've just seen 2 fakes happen, right? So either you want to tell
Genji
Crew
versus
about how
RQ
to
is the
deal
only
with
one that was
fakes.
competitive.
I feel like the team should be able to manage that.
Oh,
Or
I
you
woke
think
up
you
and
saw
that game was
something
starting.
interesting in the eco
I didn't
round,
watch it.
Which I don't think there particularly is.
I think it's unlikely.
Unless Atom wants to run a specific strat, which is hard when you're on defense, but might want to call a certain defensive setup. There's an interesting dynamic with the ultimates here as well, because Valen's got in his arsenal to work with Leaf's Showstopper, and he's also got a Hunter's Fury, but both can be cancelled by MTA's null command. So you can't just send it on a site. If the
You see
KO's
Governor's
there,
debut? He
because
went
even if
off?
the
I
knife
did
doesn't
not.
hit you, you're gonna get
What
the
team is he on?
So there's got to be some finessing around the map, figuring out where people are playing. There's more thought to this than just everybody pop on
Talon?
and run at a site.
Finesse mentioned.
Holy fuck.
Fakes in play. It's like he never left. We'll see what they do. I mean,
200
Valen was making full usage of the time.
Okay, I mean, who are these players
Pop him
though?
off. We'll see.
Yeah, that's the
Have
thing.
adjusted the setup. I mean, Kesnet's playing from elbow nose. It's a minor adjustment.
Yeah, very small one.
Let's see him against PRX.
More than it helped Crew.
Potentially. Yeah. There, this time. He's into mid.
Neon, I need to watch that game. There was a point where Governor had a 83% win rate on Fracture with Neon in solo queue in high Radiant.
So now they know there's no
And he had an average of like 200 something ADR.
Blind fire still. Melter Brought down to his knees.
And look, MTA used
Who are
his
these
ult to try
players?
to
Is
cancel
Team
the
Secret?
showstopper, but he was too
Have
far
they
away.
played
Great
internationally?
awareness from
I don't
G2, and that's
recognize
how they got
them.
the pick off the back.
Game market control, but they're just stunted for now. Stopping in their tracks. B main control also. They could go for this B split, but it looks like a reclear from KRU. It's being called. They're just pushing all the way up here. Any util for it? No! The wall just goes down, and they are just cut to shreds. Absolutely
Beat Liquid at lock-in.
massacred.
What's lock-in?
What a freeze in the round. These 3 rounds, the 3 rifle
Is that one of the
rounds from
first
G2
events of the
have
year?
been masterclasses. Double fake, and then this
Like,
one,
did
where
they
find
attend
out the
any of the
positioning
Masters?
KO, instantly use the ultimate,
Okay, the first
and then
Masters.
call a freeze that baits out
But then
that
they didn't
reclear,
go to
and
any
they
of
get
the other
punish
ones,
on it.
right?
Awesome stuff. The quality of play, even for teams that we're not expecting to be right at the top.
Yeah,
of
they
America,
fell
is
off, man.
pretty impressive at the start of the year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm dead impressed.
Especially considering, you know,
I'm telling you, there's only 2 teams on my radar
some of the teams
in
should have the least
APAC.
practice that they'll have at any
Is
point when you
PRX
watch
and
them this year.
DRX.
But there's a lot of parity.
Okay,
There
3
is.
and
It
T1.
really feels like a lot
I'll
of these
give
matches could
T1
be going either way.
props.
Oh! Hello! I mean, just not content with sitting in spawn and saving. Takes the fight to him.
The other
Probably
teams
the percentage play,
bleed.
not gonna lie, but listen, it's Kesnet. He's got
Bro,
a
having a
rifle
good
anyway,
duelist
he's got
doesn't
ult for
mean
the next
shit
round,
if
he's
you
got
don't have
first
good
up.
supports.
Yeah, and that's a
Like,
good thing
I
to
can't
keep an
believe you
eye
haven't
on
learned
this
that
round,
yet
'cause it's gonna be
after the
another
whole
eco from
TSG
KRU.
thing.
But
But
Kesnet
maybe
could
after the
get
bleed thing, you'll start believing me.
The thing with Kesnet having the hero life is that you probably just don't want to have him posted A doing nothing.
One good player doesn't win you games.
Mobile around the map. So I wouldn't be surprised to see his
5 good
position
players
change.
doesn't win you games. You need a good
He
team.
might just end up stuck there though as well.
Is that true for every region? Only 3 14s to each region can make it to internationals?
Some extremely impressive attack side calling has led G2
No,
to have the
there are
lead so far.
teams from APAC that always make it though.
Paranoia, nobody playing off
And
the
other
dome,
teams that
no.
have really abysmal score lines against those teams, right?
Still close to the corner of
Like,
the
show me. Let's look at the NA head-to-heads for EG before LA. Pretty much every team in NA was able to take games off of EG.
In the opposite direction.
EG was, even though EG's the world champs.
Game of timing, top flash play, repeat from MTA.
How many?
Another big
What was
play, another
PRX's
big
head-to-head in APAC before LA?
corner two. If this is a half clearance with Clash playing close,
It had
there's
to
some
be
real
like an
danger here.
80% win rate.
Real danger, but no, navigated safely. Treacherous
Their
water,
region's way
melted in.
weaker.
Oh my god. PP hopping all over the place.
And Kesnet's the last player left alive, wondering where it's gone so wrong. I think give him a lot of
Dude.
respect there. Triple face on different pieces of elevation. G2 pulling out quite a lead right now.
Jonah P
It's the
is
exact-
him.
It's the exact thing that happened
He's
on the
him.
previous half,
It really is.
Pistol round.
I'm telling you, man, this
And
Leaf
then
guy
just
just has to
string
start
of
turning it
rounds
on,
occurring.
and it's
a
over.
different style though, right? Because it's not so much the push and pull, it's more to do with G2 actually
What
just
we're going
being
Ascent?
able to run some
Oh,
excellent fakes.
fuck.
And then good ult plays.
I feel like
Now,
G2 are
another
going to
question,
dominate
what's gonna
Ascent.
be happening
Unless
here?
KRU has cooked some loud type meta breaking
been
bullshit.
forcing it in the 4v5s
I
as well.
feel like G2 on paper
Winning just
play
under
Ascent
50%. I mean, that's way more than
perfectly.
you would expect
No?
after losing a player at the start of the round.
Because Leaf gets to play Jet.
In the 40s, you just don't expect that.
46%.
They just all main the agents that are meta on that map. Net gets to play as Killjoy.
No one to the top. Mel's are spotted. Not taken out though. That's Klaus. Covering the top section of the smoke there with Leaf brought down. TP's close into it. They haven't cleared the back of the site here. Shy. He's still alive. Pitting. Valen with the plant. Pit's going to be covering this one. Stretching out into the site.
They can defuse inside the pit here.
And they're picking off the players all over
Play
the place.
Sova for sure. You think Net plays
Don't really
Sova?
have an intact post plan other than the one player into market. That's Jonah P. He's going to try and stay alive here, maybe catching this rotate.
Surely it's
No,
Trent
not
or
expected.
Jonah
So
P.
Kessler just spots him out first.
Probably
Two players
Trent
remain
on Ascent.
flying, but the door's
And-
closed in his face. Absolute disaster here with all the smokes in play.
Jonah P plays
Shy,
it? Sure,
he's
one
safe
of
to
them,
stick
but
this
not
one.
Net.
Can get a half onto the defuse, but pushing up here. It's just Kesnet's time.
That's
now
on
to just stick
Killjoy.
it for his
That's what I
team.
said.
Trusting him, placing it. Valen can't do too
Damn.
much, and yet one round for KRU. Valen.
Bro!
This is actually important.
Nice kill.
Those are
Bro!
really important kills. That's hurt the economy. I mean, look at what they've got to work with there. Mel's is on
He's killed them
3,200,
all.
Shy's
Their
on
econ is
3,100.
dead.
Those kills towards the end are actually massive. It's a Pyrrhic victory for Crew. They can't afford to win like
Jonah
that.
P will pick KO. That's what I think. I think it's going to be Jonah P, KO, Trent Sova.
I mean, the pit is such a cool idea, actually, coming out from Shark.
I think Jonah P will say play Sova if they go Viper Omen. There's no world they're playing Viper Omen, High Shield.
He's able to get that off.
Do you see the names on this team?
Now look at the economy difference in a round where
It's this team is literally built to play the meta Ascent comp. It's built for it. Killjoy main, Jet main, okay, Omen main, Sova main, KO main. Like it's their comfort picks. For all of them. It's just like when PRX played that meme Ascent comp where they all played their comfort picks, where they played like Raze, Reyna, Harbor, whatnot. G2 does the same thing, except their comfort picks are KO, Sova, Killjoy, Omen, Jet. Like, GG.
Potentially anywhere right there. Would it be the trade? Kesnit! This guy's a menace.
But the only way you beat that is with some meta-breaking shit, like the loud comp.
And he's also denied the showstopper away from
Who knows? Maybe Crew will go for it.
even fewer tools to work with. And where did Melza ult to? That's what G2 will be thinking.
Wondering exactly where he could be. They've given up A entirely. They're saying there's no way they go after that.
G2 have deep pockets, so they're just going to play for every round. They're going to try to win.
And the call is so correct.
Yeah. Wonderful stuff by Melza.
This round, if Crew can secure it, is going to fix their economy
30
woes
seconds
as well.
left.
Beat the smoke.
G2. Cautious is the approach, making sure that they contact up, don't reveal anything.
I think Sova got the spot and Shy did not.
Now they're making noise though. Shy's gonna be aware of this one, making a call.
Yeah, yeah. They sound baited. That's so smart.
That's Jonah P still staying alive with the dart as well, playing a game of time.
No shot!
Jonah P wins it. Off to the side, this guy is frying, and he still has market control.
The bad weaponry there, I think, is really hurting Crew. You can't spam into smokes with the Guardian. It's just nonsense. Klaus is gonna try.
Gonna go a lot of util.
I remember you used to be able to penetrate that thing with heavy pen, and my call would be to plant the bomb here, and I'd be this Cypher with an Odin, and I would just spam. That was my favorite play.
Quick tap, expecting a play from a different position here. Net's doing a wonderful job of just really bleeding down the clock. Frustration for Klaus, but G2 find themselves up to 12.
I'd plant the bomb here.
Incredible play from that.
And I would come here and just wallbang with Odin. It was unlosable. It was my favorite play. I'm so sad they removed it.
I think with a rifle in hand, it's a much more even fight. It's just impossible to
Did you see that play, by the way? Did you get how that happened? I think the analysts or the replay guys missed it. So our Sova spotted them up there, but knew he didn't get seen, and so he's shift walking up close. And our Omen intentionally makes footsteps to go plant, so that when Viper is holding, she's holding deep with her crosshair height, so that Jonah P has a huge advantage in this duel.
It's 12-9. Their economy's in shambles. They're barely going to be able to get sheriffs on the board, man. Never mind any kind of rifle. This is G2's. Signed, sealed, and delivered, I think.
Keep the series going if you are G2. We're talking about, I mean, earlier, the ults online. Leaf and Jonah P again. Hunter's Fury, showstopper this time. No ult online for MTA, can't even stop it. You can cook up a game plan if you're G2. Try and go with a bit of pace here. You might find success just from the ults alone. There's so much that relies on this round right here.
What have you learned from this tier 1 map of Sunset Hughes? I've learned we're all fucked.
Usually been playing A to try to set up Kesnit.
Because I'm getting it, and we're all fucked.
Everybody's grouped up.
I'm gonna have to cook
haven't been going for many fast plays.
so hard.
And if it is a fast B, that's where Kesnit is. The only player with a rifle for Crew.
Very passive rendezvous set up from him now. In fact, closing the door initially. He's going to be hearing the rumble. Footsteps in.
I am dead ass.
Presence.
It might be a Yogru map.
This is too much to ask of Kesnit, surely.
If other tier 1 teams are attacking this way, the only way you can do what they're doing self-sufficiently on Duelist is going to be Yogru. Because otherwise you're going to have to IGL the goddamn entire Bible.
They wanted to try and play a bit of a spam wars from main. Ults online over Klaus. Spamming. Pinged into the corner. Sleep onto 50 health. Over to the side now, Nightfall. Not connecting Leaf as well.
Wait,
Just
Nate.
so much here.
Just wait, he'll say
Jumping through,
neon.
waits for the trade.
Yeah,
In
right.
order, not quite Hunter's Fury on top of it. Gets the nade out. The rest of his team following up through. This is the map.
Nice.
Secured.
We're going map 3.
Flawless towards the end. Continuation into the series.
So the reason why I'm saying that is I'm seeing having a lurker A is like the fucking shit. It enables you to play so much more flexibly, but you need to be able to get elbow. How do you get elbow? Well, Yoru can actually probably TP flash and use clone to fight left alone. And Yoru can almost always, in my head, get himself into this spot safely. And that would then lead to you being able to call a nice default. And I'd have to find a lineup for it, but you can probably get your TP out from over here to a nice spot to cancel your lurk play after you get a pick. The tips I heard for someone I was watching prior to his taking a main control. Yeah, it looks like it. The problem is when I make my solo queue guides, I try to show you how every role can play self-sufficiently on the maps. Like Breeze conveniently is so self-sufficient that you can just play the meta comp. All the meta agents are great. Viper can lurk on her own. Sova's got great fast rotate impact. KO's really fucking flexible. He can even play on his own. Cypher can play on his own. Jet can play on their own. So I just recommend the meta comp. No reason to deviate. Icebox was way trickier, and you saw that, where I'm like, well, if your team has no Harbor and they have no Sage, well, then you don't want to pick KO. You probably want to pick Gecko because it's solo queue and this sucks. But if you do have this, right, it gets all tricky. And I had to show you 2 different smokes agents for different play styles. I had to show you 5 different duelists because ultimately I want to show you how to have solo agency in solo queue because otherwise it's really frustrating. Which is why, controversially, I didn't show Jet actually on Icebox. I feel like she doesn't have the tools. Because like Raze, she can boom bot yellow. The fuck does Jet do? She asks for something. And having to ask for something is really annoying in solo queue. I try to save you from that in my guides. But I'm looking at how these teams just attacked on Sunset. And it seems like to avoid having to ask for shit, you might have to pick this guy. And then the other roles is almost certainly Omen. Cypher's easy, can lurk. But now it's like initiators. It's like good fucking luck. It's looking like it's going to be this. I want to say Sova, but I feel like you're going to have to ask so much from your team. This is my read after 1 game of watching the map. Yoru? Yeah. It's the only one that makes sense. Not Sky. Oh, Sky's definitely worse than Breach or Gecko here. Sky, it's going to be really hard. Okay, look. Here's the scenario. You want to help your duelist player. Let's just call them King Raze. Fight A main. As Sky, how do you avoid flashing her? It can be kind of tricky. Be very tricky. Maybe you have to throw it high. It could be tricky though. Gecko has a very easy time doing it. Breach, of course, has a stupidly easy time doing it. He can just stun. Is that through the window? What, behind them? But they're scaling A, bro. The enemies are here. Looking this way. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's worse. Way worse. It seems so much harder. Elbow window. Through here. But you still have to time the pop with Raze's swing. I'm telling you, it's way too fucking complicated. Why wouldn't we just play Gecko? Because Gecko's going to give us so much more. Boom, boom. That's what I've been saying, Huge. It's like this guy just seems worse. Again, one map, first impression. And again, I'm picking these agents. It might seem weird to you because we saw, like, we didn't even see these agents in this game. And you're like, why are you pulling these agents out of your ass, Huge? We didn't even see them pick them. Because I'm looking at how they're approaching the macro of the map. What were their win conditions on attack in order to get the bomb down and win the round? How do we mimic that in solo queue? It's not necessarily the same agents. Sometimes it is.
But the job is not done yet for G2, and the job is not done yet for Crew. Welcome back, everyone. Golden Boy here alongside with Mimi and Myrna as we break everything down. And that was
Careful on the same bin as Sky. Also sort of avoid team flashing.
Cooking up there. I agree with Sideshow. A masterclass. Beautifully done.
I think the calls around the KO flashes on this map just require too much. Look, on Breeze where KO's meta, let's pretend you're on defense and the enemy team has Viper walled A. Your duelist has fallen backside here.
It was exactly that.
It comes naturally to say, yo, Jet, get ready to peek. I'm flashing for you. Pop. And now she peeks. This is so fucking easy.
Honestly, kind of a rough first
because the map is so open. But now look at Sunset. It's so curvy-worvy that all of a sudden you need to have lineups for everything, and your duelist needs to be on the same page because now your flash pops here. So your Jet needs to play anti as she scales up to peek off of it on early A aggression.
The whole team on that Crew side has completely
it's just so easy to fuck up.
And the speediness that G2 had, they knew that this is exactly what they're going to do. And when it comes down to it, there were bigger things.
The more open maps are way easier, especially when there's like Viper walls that you can flash through.
Where Vans was calling, you know, holding in the mid round because he knew that they were going to re-aggress.
It like reminds me of watching Finesse call.
Exactly. It's like these two masterminds and how they kind of call around this game and the way that he was kind of approaching it and just
which means we do need to open chat.
Stringing it together, giga-braining that, I think it was an amazing comeback for G2.
Why is KO so meta on Ascent then?
As well. They were almost always leaving Leaf in these forward positions.
I'm almost confident I would not recommend him
investing really good
in an Ascent guide.
Him alive to stall a lot of time and be super disruptive to those more set retakes that Crew really likes to play. He had a great read on this map, and it's exactly the bounce back they needed for G2 to return to this series.
Yeah, they definitely did. And some of the question marks I think that we had going into Sunset was whether or not the Sova was going to work out. But if you are Jonah P, well, I think
all subscribers, welcome to the watch party. It's map 3, which means you should go all in on the prediction.
To show that it's like this guy's a menace. You got to find ways to shut him down, or else he will silently just pop off.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be real. I did not like the Sova pick. I really was.
Really? Why didn't you like it?
I really was dogging. I feel like Sova as a solo initiator, like there isn't that much that they could do. And then we have like, you know, the flashes. There's no flashes. Like the info is great and all, but. Again, like I didn't like the Sova pick, but
okay, I guess with no flashes, I get her take.
Jonah P was just fragging out. Like I will give him
with
that.
no
like,
flashes, she's not wrong.
But at the
but
same
she doesn't
time,
know what I know.
The way that they approached it, you actually mentioned this earlier, Mimi, how on the attack side, he started using his util to more reasonable things, like getting that information or taking that mid control or even faking or on the executes. And I think that that really changed my opinion on Sova.
As there's so much on G2 already, somebody went way high. Johnny PK inside knowledge? No, I haven't talked to Johnny PK about that.
I feel like line control that you get from the
Kahuna put 630k on G2.
Most teams are going to be running Cypher, and Sova's shocks are really nice on your attack side to be able to get rid of that. But I don't care what agent he plays.
Huja got back to Immortal so I can finally play Viper on Icebox in the second role. Why am I not surprised you're Immortal now? Let me guess. You've been practicing your mechanics. You goddamn StarCraft player.
One of the big turning points of this game. He was electric at Ascension last year in Challengers. Before that, when they were playing in Tier 1 and now back in Tier 1 again, he still got it.
Yeah, somewhere out there, an iBuyPower intern is
They're crying.
okay, but it's
He's
okay.
what Flash this year is best on Ascent, if not KO. And if you're playing solo queue, I might say Breach.
In this series, if you're just joining us here, you
like if I'm making a guide for Ascent, which I'm not.
Well, here we go. So Icebox Sunset settled.
Breach is so good and self-sufficient on this map. If you have a shit Omen who doesn't flash your cat splitter, stun him. A shit Omen who doesn't flash Gen,
I mean,
stun it.
It's kind of anyone's ballpark.
Oh, somebody's wine?
Game in anyone's ballpark.
Aftershock it. It's like so linear. He's so self-sufficient.
Compositions that we're used to seeing on this map, or are you going to get something
Why no
completely
Ascent
fresh
guide
and
huge?
cooked up?
The map guides take me a ton of time. And so the way that I do them is when a map enters competitive rotation, I will make a guide for it. That's it. I don't have time to tackle maps that have already been in it. So once they leave and come back, you'll get an Ascent guide. It's too much effort on my end to make more. Told me in the past not to play Breach. Okay. But what was the meta like at that time? I'm guessing I told you to play Sky or some shit.
That's where we're gonna genuinely see IGL to IGL, how it's gonna battle out mechanical skill versus mechanical
will be a chess match.
It will be tough. Yeah, this is Ascent. Like everyone plays
On
Ascent.
Haven, you said not to play Breach unless I also had a Sova. That's a different map!
This is the same thing here.
Historically, this has been Crew's best map by a
Yeah, on Haven, you want to play Sky.
So good here. And thank you,
That's
GT.
literally a different map! With different macro conditions!
We saw it yesterday. Attacking side.
This Pen Flash guy is really out to just get me mad.
You can also have a lot more control.
Chat. Can we all type 1 in chat if you're with me? Any Pen Flash message sent in the next 15 minutes, ignore it.
I think it is a great
Just ignore it. It's not there.
The Cypher also interesting. Most teams, even when they run that
4:30 p.m. Pacific is Pen Flash's back time.
We've seen players
We are just silent treatmenting him.
on Ascent everywhere, always. But Cypher, I feel like, has a different step. Now, the trips, I think they've been buffed.
I've been proven wrong, chat.
So I understand that, and I think Sentinel-wise, no matter what, Nat can do this.
That is a Cypher and a Viper.
Well, this is going to be an awesome game, and I think everyone in the
that makes no sense.
It's map 3, and the winner's going to be moving on to face off against EG next week. Send it back over.
That makes no sense.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Josh has got.
The sense is solved, by the way, chat. You guys know that?
This is what
It's
G2
solved.
were doing in their activation earlier. So I want you to see, I mean, what were they cooking?
Taste test?
Yeah, taste test.
Okay.
Well, why do they get to eat
Brimstone's
cookies?
cake taste.
Thick. Yeah, thick.
Thick, well cooked. I mean, this
Cypher
is a
better than KJ on this map, IMO?
G2.
No
I'm
shit,
not
that's
sure
your
I'm sold
opinion,
on it as
Spawns.
Mimi is.
You
And
have
one of the reasons for that
8,000
is because
Cypher
I'm
hours
trusting it to what we
and
saw
like
from Loud.
300
They were
Killjoy hours.
Loud had huge
Of course
amounts
you
of
think Cypher's better.
utility, right? This comp doesn't seem
You know
to, in my
all
mind.
of the tricks to
You've taken away the
Cypher.
recon dart, you've
And you
taken
only
away
know
all
like
of the,
surface
crazy
level
flashes,
Killjoy tech.
Breach, Phoenix, stuff like that. So yes, G2 are going to find it easier.
Unbiased
to fight
Spawn's
mid on
opinion.
their
Bro's gonna
attack
call
side.
Cypher better at every
They're
map.
gonna get to the sites.
I think Killjoy's better on some of the
That's
maps
a
people play
question for later
Cypher.
on, though. For
Which
now,
one?
On the defense side, the Cypher can
Which
be
map is
really
Killjoy
deadly.
better than
Something
Cypher?
Kesnick's
Where
gonna
Cypher's
have to
meta
guard
right now.
against there.
On a P, holding the flash underhanded to hear it with the wall going up as well, trying to really isolate those fights. Be taken, damage done with the nade on top. Jonah P stepping.
Say Icebox? No, Killjoy's meta on Icebox.
Even with the flash to reposition, there's an attempt by Clouds to punish that one straight through main, but it was shut down by Trent.
I'm closing prediction.
Players left in market. Isn't it and Shy?
He said a map where Cypher's currently meta. He thinks Killjoy's better.
Kills. That's a great first one.
That makes it so much more winnable. They now have access to the whole of front side.
Off angle by Leaf though. Damage done, but no kill. Doesn't again. Dash forwards. That's a nice Trent.
He must have seen Trent. He was flicking that direction. It would have come up as a question mark on the minimap. They know that the site's clear.
And now down 2v2. I said, all that damage done, so Kesnet is weak, but he's already just been...
Spawn's dead silent.
Ripped him apart anyway! No way! Here in the util, the reload, whatever, Shy just jumped on it. Great opportunities, left it...
Split depending on comp. You're going to call me crazy, but Sunset.
Face is going to come through any minute now. Kesnet, right from the back of the site.
You're not allowed to say Sunset because the map has been played once. We've seen it once in tier 1. There's no meta on Sunset, so you can't even talk about it. The Cypher is not established as the meta sentinel.
To be able to win
But let's see. Split, I'm pretty sure...
Good on Sunset, but that's a great start.
No, but you need the lurking cages and coordinated, no?
Because they have so much money from the plant, from the kills.
It's not about the defensive sentinel util, which might be what you're thinking about. It's about the attacking side, the vision denial. In pro games.
Jump spot. He sees everything. He's like, there's no way.
Like Viper more than Cypher, but so do teams. So that's not like a controversial take, no?
I mean, that's insane. It's absurd.
A lot of teams are playing Viper more than over Cypher.
As Kesnet. There's no way. You see 5 players pushed up into mid on an eco. You're like, no, okay, we're going to react somewhere else. No, Kesnet's like, guys, I'm swinging, I'm fighting. If you don't follow me up, it's your fault.
Inspiration for Jet
What's
players
going on with this
everywhere,
G2's default? One second, let me look at this.
Genuinely swinging into 4 players in mid with no fear.
The rest of his team's like,
Because it's a
okay,
beast.
Walk this way, follow up on it.
That's loaded a lot of kills into Kesnet though. Because now he can play with utter confidence in this round too and be close to his Blade Storm next round. Oh, that's a good punish though. Valen instant there with the one-way. Don't know whether the Snake Bite was even required. And there's a trip to stop this lurk.
Your trip.
That trip is so funny.
Not broken either, yeah. Kesnet is just fully lit up. Dash still there. Oh god, straight past him. Another bite of the apple for Kesnet, but nobody there. In fact, he's just making his way into the site. Back to Jenny. Valen gets that one off. Jonah P from the high ground as well as a high low.
Wow.
Still active, alive and kicking.
Shy just hit the craziest shot, no?
On crew. Close to it. Pop down the smoke. A bit of a tap as well. Seeing if he can force out a reaction.
Ha, who's wrong? 2 maps Sunset tier 1. Oh, the semantic people are coming out and self-reporting. I didn't realize that 2 was so dramatically different from the number 1, which I used to indicate a small sample size of games have been played. But yo, I mean, if you want to... Anybody else want to tell me that the number is precisely 2 and not 1? My point is identical. I'm saying the sample size is effectively too small.
So these crew players are sharp. Game's on point. You can see the value of the Cypher though, able to spread all across the map, gathering information in all sorts of different places. And that same trip is up again.
That's my polite response, by the way. My asshole response is both of those teams in APAC suck ass, and so I don't care about their comps.
Blade Storm finally online for Kesnet. Particular attempt there with the bullets, but now he's clearing through Cat with the rest of his team. Really chance to explode with a flash. A dash available, updraft, potentially the same trip in the exact same spot. Walks up to it.
Taking away information from G2 in that area, and still a 1-3-1 default for crew. Shy starting to come over to play with the pack a little more.
What are they using this Viper wall for? Just for B main, I guess. And the rest is just sometimes we'll use it for mid.
Swing from these angles, a re-clear with the flash.
Or you say you didn't care about their sunset play because they had no harbor stage on Icebox. Well, I'm going to need to talk to my dudes. Because we're seeing lots of teams pick no harbor, no stage on Icebox. Now, we're not seeing them win. They're losing.
Beautiful on top of it. Doesn't have a dash.
I got you. Couldn't ignore me. Oh, you piece of shit. You know what? He got me. He got me. I can't rage time him out when he outplayed me. It wouldn't be right.
NTA in particular, the X factor for this team.
I'm just mad that he played me.
I didn't have super high expectations.
Okay.
Crew are just finding so many moments to let their
I'm too good of a
skill be
chatter.
shown.
No, you just know how to rustle my jimmies so in a way that I have to
Catch
respond.
MTA in the replay here. I mean, the coordination from the team is excellent, but then Lucky just sips both of those players trying to set up a high-low.
Sublime stuff.
Coming back. Out of charges.
And that experimentation at G2 with this composition maybe going a bit amiss.
I cannot understand why G2 aren't playing Sova. Like they have Trent.
Well, getting off to a great start, forcing G2 down to the eco. Looking like they're probably going to be.
You guys remember when Cavern played with all of Moist X Shopify in my Sunset event? And they popped Sunset, of course, it's the only map. And Cavern played Viper
G2 need to make sure that
and got Giga shit on.
they have crossfires
This
set up.
is reminding me of that.
Utility ready to go.
And fire from net. Earns a free one. Grouping up now. Making sure they cut the noise.
I literally have learned darts from Trent, Ascent, Sova VODs.
In and out this trip proved troublesome, but still they don't really have the guns to be holding a defense anchoring players towards the back. That's Leaf and Net still close together.
He's also one of the best Vipers in the world. Yeah, but it's Ascent. It's Ascent.
Sheriff, and he's granted a bit of an opening here for Leaf. Round for the back, no shy. Just runs him down. Shuts it all down.
Look, man, I can't say it because Loud didn't play Sova and they cooked. So it's just by all standard rules on this map, Sova's so perfect. Okay, never mind. He's the fucking GOAT. I'm sorry, Trent.
Fantastic communication.
Never doubt you again. You've already got more than Cavern had that whole game.
Ensuring that Trent felt comfortable using the classic. And what a round from Trent and from Net. Net's 2 shots with the Sheriff opening that one up.
Switching to Viper on Ascent immediately.
What is that?
Straight through the wall. Free fire onto the corner.
Crazy stuff.
I mean, the more double controller becomes meta, the more I'm excited to do a duo Q series with Dopeye to 1000 RR. You know why? Because we'll play this shit. Like, I can play Viper, he can play Omen on Ascent. What the fuck?
And he's looking to try to take fights
And we'll just roll solo queue. Because everyone will just be picking double duelists. Hell, Wi-Fi? You think I use Wi-Fi?
Seems to be their aim, but
You'd be right.
already, no command. Waving through, they're gonna be waiting this one out. Everybody suppressed, just cutting noise.
That was my sarcastic voice. I use Ethernet.
Dopeye
still learning Omen? No, he's a talented piece of shit. He already hit Radiant. He finished his climb months ago.
All combined, final pulse does it. Lockdown's destroyed. Players are rotating though. Maybe the goal of this was to try and fake.
Meanwhile, I'm a goddamn boomer.
Spike. Okay, I mean, Mel's
I suck.
The site here. Kesnet is traded though. In through the back. That's a TP and a committal now from KRU already walking up, but they're blinded. MTA didn't stand a chance. 3
It's
players
impressive
now
from
onto lane.
Gopie. Yeah, he has a higher baseline player skill level than me by a lot. He competed in tier 2. Woo! It's very impressive though, yeah. He's so cracked.
Lit up now with a neural theft. Lucky.
Who'd show us your speed test in
Wait for
halftime?
the second pulse of it.
Why is this gigabit internet? It's gonna say like 1,000.
The G2 players is enough to seal it up. 3-3 now.
The Odin just ripped through them there. Phenomenal stuff.
It says 1,000. I tier 3.
They tried to teleport Melzer into sight with the spike, and he had to cancel. So then they waited for a long time to try to get in, because they were waiting for Melzer to come and deliver the spike so they could get into sight.
All right, give me my tier 3.
That Odin, baby, let that Odin sing.
And if you're semantic about it, I'm banning you.
And now Trent with his
If you
ult
go,
towards
that says
B-lane,
1, not 1,000, you're getting banned. You're getting banned.
But no. A little bit of discipline probably.
Because
worried
we
about
both
that
knew
Odin.
what you meant.
That was. They can work with it. They've spotted. Drone pushing away. They gotta know now.
Only
that
1.3. I need an ISP like that in my city. I'm paying for business class internet.
with the guns though. That was into mid actually, just net. Straight through market.
Not residential.
Pushed up though. Spotted.
I'm a
spam
business.
through the wall. High pen weapons. Leaf only be able to return the one jump spot. Any damage done? No. There's a shot going wide, and all that space as well. The scaling from Shy. Didn't want to overstay his welcome there. Back to the Jenny. The MTA. What an entry.
Upload speed also gigabit. Yeah, it's symmetric. It's fiber.
Now with a bit of pace. Spike still.
I don't even use it. My editor uploads my videos. How do I get business internet without an actual business? You don't want it. It's way more expensive.
Looking for the plan just yet though. Now MTA goes for it. Holding to the corner. The cam's really causing issues here. Shock Daz there.
Uses your internet a tax write-off? I don't like the term a tax write-off. Use the term, is it a business expense? Because I feel like people don't understand what tax write-off means. It's a business expense, yeah. But I don't just subtract the cost of it from my taxes. It's just that what I feel like people think tax write-off means.
Pulled that one out of nowhere. It's mostly this play. Yeah. The fact that they got two people into tree without Jonah P knowing.
Jack C, they were the tier 3.
Yeah.
There's your tier 3. Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Being able to get onto Valen before Valen can use his paranoia, I think is a big error for Valen.
Ferrari peak.
He needs to be able to use
Hey, retakes that Sova. Worst part of comp.
actually commit to the site. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, that's why you need Loud's breach.
Trying to set it up, aren't they? Maybe get Leaf this or played some for the next round, but he's twice about it. Backing away now with the drone. Kisnet straight through mid. Set up with the rest of his team. Big rotations.
Normal internet's 100 a month. Business internet's 500. Worth it because tax write-off. Lol. Literally not true. If it was just a cost, but I could call it a business expense. $500 as a business expense is about $380 after I save money on taxes. So it would still cost $280 more. A business expense isn't free money. You just don't pay. You subtract that number from your income line item, which means you pay less taxes on the money.
Taken out. It's a completely open side.
But the reason why it's worth it for me is because if I'm offline one morning because I can't stream, then I lose probably over $1,000 for not being able to stream for one day. So hedging my bets, like, it's super worth. Preach, Banana Man. Dude, can we ban the term tax write-off from chat? Just call it business expense. Tax write-off is just like, it's a bad term. You're not wrong. It is a tax write-off, but the term is just confusing. It's like how flammable and inflammable. Did you know those mean the same thing? Did you know that? Inflammable means easily set on fire. Why? You know what flammable means? Easily set on fire. Welcome to English, motherfucker. What's the point? Yeah, those of you who are not like native English speakers, all of your minds were just blown. Why do you even know that? What do you mean? Is my language.
Over towards B main, letting them know that crew are not playing that area aggressively. It's such a passive setup from G2.
Isn't that dumb though? Doesn't that make you mad?
Holding aggressive in any of the extremities, really far back in mid plays time in.
They are making it look
Why is their term inflammable then? Well, to be clear, synonyms existing is totally fine. Having multiple ways to express yourself is the whole idea behind creative writing. Like, the rock big.
And because he's so far back rather than
The rock is large. The rock in front of me was ginormous. Right? Like, having different ways to say something is nice. It lets you express yourself. So having two words for a thing that is flammable is totally fine. But the fact that they are so similar and one of them really should mean not flammable, that's the problem. Ooh!
Regenerated, rejuvenated, dashing and backing away. Jonah P delivers it.
I'm pretty sure I've used inflammable wrongly now. Oh, for sure.
They return, not out of it just yet.
There's a lot of words people use wrong though.
Online. And Jonah, after having such a great performance on Sunset,
Regardless and irregardless. Yup, those are used the same as well.
But the actual utility war,
Those are interchangeable words.
there was a knife there that suppressed Valen and stopped him from being able to use the paranoia. But Jonah P wasn't suppressed, and there's the rest of the team crediting him on being able to flash them in so that they could maintain heaven control. Where Leaf and Jonah
Yeah,
got
bi-weekly is a fun one. That one has two definitions.
of the exact same strategy, but this time G2 are fighting Trick.
Bi-weekly can literally mean either every other week or twice a week, I believe.
He's not watching. He's not watching. He's not
It can
smart.
mean either.
Side by side, the Jet players are none. What is that? Who takes him
What the
out?
fuck?
Flash there, right click does not do the job.
I get paid bi-weekly. And see, now contextually, I know that you mean every 2 weeks. Because who the hell gets paid twice a week?
Brought down MTA and Shy, they are powering their way through. Side granted and gained.
And this attack side keeps going for Crew. So many rounds on what's
I
generally
used bi-weekly in a networking email, got in trouble. My president, we argued, and we were both right. Actually, you're both wrong. If you were arguing over the definition of the word, that means that you both thought it meant one thing. It means you're both wrong.
Throw it in his face. That was to take first contact.
I'll show Chad. Define bi-weekly. Occurring every 2 weeks, occurring twice a week. It's the one word means the two things. It literally means both.
Use it and stop Crew. By the time they realize that Crew have committed, they're already having to take gunfights. I mean, obviously this being a weird example, but there you see it just in the kill cam. Valen's playing over
Getting paid twice a week would be an accounting nightmare. Would it? I don't think so. As somebody who pays people, I think the intervals at which I pay them doesn't really matter as long as I can easily track who I paid and when, which I can. And I'm a very small business, so I'm sure larger ones have even simpler systems.
Like an eel. He finds his way through the smallest gaps.
Probably.
He's like an octopus. Only the beak limits where he can go.
I guess for full-time employees, it could be harder, right? Because then you have withholdings.
You're just making me hungry. I mean, 14
Yeah, and you've got like 401k auto withdrawals and shit. I guess actually it does. It can get annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, it wouldn't be an accounting nightmare, just a hassle for payroll people.
Similar to an eel or
Got it.
octopus, and it's just making you want to eat it.
I mean, he's popping off too. He's popping off. Listen, I'm trying to spin this one in a positive direction.
You're too sushi filled.
Yeah, I really am. Okay, this.
I get paid weekly. It wouldn't be
This
too
needs
bad.
to be a turnaround for G2. That's why the timeout's being taken. Adjustments
I
being
can't.
made.
Every
I mean,
time
it's these quirky
Stejans types a
timings that
message,
Crew are taking by
I can't
contacting
not
out.
hear
Maybe
it
refighting
in a
this,
know-it-all
maybe some more
voice.
flash plays, but
Or just hard stacking off the Cypher utility. That would also be another one.
Because of his goddamn superfan AI.
Can be main. Crew are not playing there that often.
I mean, I get paid weekly,
Get info, but
but it's not that big of a deal.
should be a double pick off Cat with his flash. Jonah P, but they're going to miss the timing again because they're just walking. They're missing the timing again. Jonah P.
Where's our
he's there,
super fans?
forces
I
the
made them for
turnaround.
half the teams this first week, and I'll do the other half the next week. It's
they can't get the timings for
exhausting.
this defensive util because they don't have
Once I
people
have them
to
all done,
contact
then
the
it's
right
easy
spots.
peasy.
You know, they don't have that alarm bot to play off in mid or a Jet playing aggressively.
A lot of noise made. 1 minute now. For this one. In the mid control, similar positions being played, but all eyes set towards tree.
But again, no one's
And
playing
Pacific
like
VC teams at
further
Masters or at
contact
Champs?
position. They're playing to jiggle.
Depends on artist availability.
This is pulling the util out. I mean, they fake out the smokes, TP, just trying to really force them.
It's going B split.
Again, the eel is in mid.
This
The
is
eel
huge.
in mid.
This is
Out of the
huge.
Two players to meet him. They're going to be doubling. Oh!
Yup.
Sprayed through and down. Jonah P from behind.
That's huge.
Turn, and what an answer. Net's still alive at the back of the site, but he has taken.
Do they clear
some
this
hits.
corner? This
7
corner is so
HP.
hard to clear.
Kesnet,
Oh, he
his case.
tapped.
That's 3 in a round for him now. Sets up for the plant. Site to be taken.
Planted.
Pull down to Trent.
Toxins going up. Toxin screen
All
down.
going down now. Run out of resources, no mollies to force a fight.
Oh, he knows they're both there. He got sound indicator.
Almost an impossibility. Trying to catch the timing.
There's a world. There's a world that bullet just hits.
But not quite there.
Honestly, though,
The electric eel and the rest of the squad.
let's talk about G2. Why aren't we just playing Phantoms? Like, there are so many spray transfers in higher elo where we go, damn, if that hit. And you know what happens with Phantom? It hits more.
From Jonah P. The timing, amazing. But it's just not enough.
What's the trade-off for Viper rather than Sova for G2? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I would pick Sova in a heartbeat. I don't like the Viper pick at all. So I don't know what the trade-off is because I don't see the upside.
Amazing position to win their first, I guess this is not quite a regular season game, is it? But
What about 140?
outside of LCQ.
Bro, just buy Phantom on defense and avoid taking the super long engagements. Buy one fucking Vandal. It's fine.
Down from Shy.
Like, look, the way KO's playing right now, Jonah P, this guy don't need a Vandal.
Players not with them here.
The longest range he's going to engage at is 20 meters.
I mean, Mel's has got his
He's
ult and
chilling.
a spike, so I think this might be some kind of elaborate fake where they're deciding whether to go B or whether to go A, depending on how the reaction to this lockdown
Look, Klaus just got tagged.
Haven't really committed. TP into the back of the site here by Valen. He cancels it. Still with the rest of the team out wide. And spotted.
Look at that, they fake as if they were ping-ponging to A and just walk in.
Absolutely ridiculous.
The calls are just immaculate from
Damn, they make contact and they immediately run B.
And they're just taking their time of it as well, so it just gets broken. Smoke, settle down now, get the rest of the team all the way in as post-plant can be played from multiple directions. Guns aren't good for G2. They do have one thing going for them. No command. The abilities. TP's into spawn, no sir. They spot anything from that one.
They are so slow.
It's really slow. Really labored.
It's impossible. This is 4-8, man.
Tucked away. They can't remove him ever so slightly. Beautiful shots though from G2.
Oh,
Making
wait.
a good go of this one.
Never mind.
All up into their face as well, but yes, you're right. The time is ticking. It's the biggest enemy against them right now. They can't deal with these big main players. Trent!
What the fuck happened?
Sealed it for them. And
They got
have
it.
Time, barely.
That should not have happened.
What a retake.
I have no idea what happened.
Getting to only 5 on
They win.
defense. What does their composition look like on the attack side?
He's
How
not
are they
doing
gonna
that
be able
on
to get into
Sova.
sight without executil? We've seen Valen call an amazing attack side on Sunset, but I think
You're right. All the Viper util he had up here was so
in a
useful.
long while. First game in Tier 1, and crew are pushing them to the very limit.
Yeah. So many questions heading into the second half, really.
I use Phantom on defense, Vandal on attack, but I'm a Killjoy Chamber 1 trick, so I'm going to be real.
Experts as well.
That's what we should all be doing. That's probably just the correct way to play this game.
Crew, that's the name that I've given you guys.
But goddamn, we are all human, aren't we? I want to one-tap them. The only people I don't think are allowed to have that cope are pros. It is a marginal difference. It's a marginal difference. The Vandal's fine. But at a pro level, I'm going to start taking issue with it. Even at a Radiant level. I've called out a few Radiant players for doing it, like buying Vandal when they really should have bought Phantom. I call out Radiants for that. But below that, buy whatever gun you like more. It really doesn't matter.
That want to join me on stream and talk about G2? Anyone? No. You come over here, buddy. Come over here.
Like, I'm just talking about a very small detail at the top level.
What's up, buddy? Okay, what's the sign?
Valen. Yo. Valen is the GOAT. Valen my throat, okay?
Why did the Riot...
Well, sir, you can go that way.
Why did the Riot broadcast team let him read that?
That's why we don't have nice things. That is why we don't have nice things. No, jokes aside, though, guys, we got some things to give away for
They
you
just let him read out Valen is my GOAT? I'm not even going to say it. Sure, they only saw the top? Has to be, right? Has to be. I think this is a new segment, and now this segment's not coming back.
Here you go, guys. There you go.
Which sucks because people would have advertised for me in this segment.
Thank you for coming. All right, guys. We got to jump back into the action. Turns out I have some more stuff to give away. That's not my camera. That's my camera. And we're going to send it back over to Brennan Sideshow. Who wants some free stuff?
We're never getting that segment again.
Okay, well, I think you've witnessed history. This is the last crowd work segment we're ever going to run. Least unhinged
Why do Valorant players have to be so weird, dude?
Distracted the crew players there. I saw Kesnet.
Just looking around, it's like, what is going on?
Towards the crowd. Okay, let me refocus for a moment. Well then, so Leaf has had.
I just texted Micah's best friend in production. Wait, I love that we have like these tiny. We just get a little gossip from Lily every now and then because Lily's husband works in Riot Esports. Every now and then we just get a little gossip like, oh, they're embarrassed.
How does it get into sights? It looks like the Viper
Yeah,
will
Udon.
threaten those B splits.
Hey, I know that flash.
But let's see. It's going to put a lot of stress and strain, I think.
Oh yeah, we learned it from the Jonah P pro analysis VOD.
Crew are TP'd into mid. Going a bit of a pincer play outside
so
B.
deep.
I mean, they're so deep. They're going to be fast onto the flank, I think, through Cat.
Now I feel kind of bad actually, because Crew kind of just got all of Jonah P's prep on KO handed to them on a silver platter, time stamped and everything.
Dealt with paranoia.
And so he had to go cook.
Reposition. Everybody tucked into hell with one player. Left to play the cross. It's Jonah P here. Hopping up onto the high ground. Klaus.
If Ferry did in a rank game, he was using a lot of his pro tech.
Around there, a pistol round.
This is why a lot of really competitive pros don't stream. So that asshole talking fruit like me can't just grab a VOD of you playing and timestamp and show everyone how to throw all of your shit.
Between grass and tree. I wonder if we can catch that.
Jonah P asked for the VOD? No, you're thinking of the Asana VOD.
That is a really unusual one. Something to keep an eye out for if G2 look like they're going
Doing the
towards
Asana
three
VOD.
in any of these rounds.
Asana was not playing KO on this map.
Ronaldo just holding for the push, expecting the eco. One player to receive. Smoke's coming through now. Shy just going to attempt to play off the site. Now, there's always the risk. When you're not running a killjoy, you don't have the nano swarms to just layer down into the smoke, so players could swing through them, but they're just making sure to watch them.
And look, it's actually an aggressive trick.
Several that do stream have VODs off or don't upload them too. Yeah, still though. Being live is... That's all I need.
They would get punished for it. So they have thought about this.
There is nothing wrong. Like, there is nothing stopping you from opening OBS, booting up a streamer's stream, and clicking record. They are publicly broadcasting themselves, and so you can record it.
But if they just
Now, you might not be able to redistribute it,
yeah, it could get bad.
depending on
Running it down. Oh my god.
the context.
Oh my god.
But, like, you can record it and learn the lineups for yourself.
Getting the kills here. They need to get
And then
out
you
of
can
that
show the
rifle. But
lineups.
only one weapon survived.
Maybe not the original footage, though. I'd have to
What an excellent
check with a
prioritization
lawyer.
for the most damage that crew could do in that situation. You see a lot of teams just group up to try to only play one side of the map on exits and then throw themselves into the spike. But they really made sure to cover everything. So now G2 got a bit of a question
Okay.
actually. Leaf is going to purchase up by the look of things.
That's the exit frags diff, man. It's the exit frags diff. I talked about this yesterday, where Ascent's one of the only maps where you can play these exit fraggy setups really efficiently.
So Leaf is going to buy in this round, hoping to get up to the Bladestorm, but he's quite a long way away, especially with the way that he's currently been playing.
Bird v6 is my goat. Thank you for the tier 3.
Did catch onto Leaf, so they know the Jet is in A main, and that's going to pull Kesnet over.
I just brain blasted. I'm a genius. Holy fuck. New feature coming to the Hooge stream. I don't know when, but it's coming. I'm going to AI clone my voice, and every time somebody tier 3s, an AI banana is going to show up and thank you with a fucking unique phrase and make a joke about your name or some shit. Bro, that's gas. That is gas. I'll do it for every resub too. This'll take me 30 minutes because I have all of the tech in place already.
does not care, man. He just
And
does not
then
care. Finally
when you
retreating
tier
away,
3,
but
while Pen flashes live on the under peel, I will thank the tier 3. That's gas! That's gas!
Flash over the top as well with that dash out, and maybe some kills to be found. Leafy's still alive.
30
Here,
seconds left.
out wide, but okay, Klaus returns it right from the side.
I suggested that yesterday. Prove it.
It certainly did. They lost Valen early on.
I'll give you a roll.
But when they actually hit the
Show
site,
me.
there's only one high
Because that's
flash
gas and I must have missed it.
because they have to use some
But if your
effect
suggestion is like terrible English and it's impossible to understand, then you deserve the timeout.
If KRU can just bunker down on the sites.
Also, if I see the word edited on it, you're getting timed out.
The default composition.
It needs to be an original message without the edited flag.
But the score is close. Having said that, G2 actually decided to buy in the previous round. Like we'd said, Leaf bought fully down, didn't get up for the Blade Storm. And now G2 have got, yeah, there you go. I mean, what kind of lineup is that? It's like magnetic when it hits the wall.
It's nasty.
These players putting so many hours into server time.
Why is my banana there?
There's some Viper main somewhere going, I've been using that since 1993, actually.
That's so true.
Tech.
Yeah, it's always
The Viper mains
on
are
the
always
Orthodox
like
maps.
that.
They just have the wildest tech.
You found it?
Spotting Jonah P. Getting back and away, and it's so slow. The beginning.
Imagine you always get a cool AI calling you out for your tier 3.
KRU into fighting aggressive in certain areas.
That's not my
Giving away
idea.
ticks
No,
before
I said
they
it would be
actually hit the
me.
site. Especially in mid, where there's Viper walls dangerous.
I'm calling it neutral. It's half of my idea, so I'm not timing you out. But it's not fully baked. I'm not giving it to him, chat. That counts? No, because the way he says it, the first thing that comes to my mind is some arbitrary AI voice going, "Thank you for subscribing to Woohoojin." That's the first thing that comes to my mind. I don't think of a fake cloned Woohoojin saying it, which is, in my opinion, a major source of the gas.
Bit of get lucky. Post plan being played. Everybody
So
hop
I'm
onto the
going
sites.
50% credit, no timeout, no
This is just
reward.
going to be a save.
Yep, think it's
And you do get credit for coming up with half the idea first. It's possible my subconscious saw that and cooked on it more.
G2, and frankly, actually, all of the teams that we've seen in the Americas are able to get so much value from the eco rounds when teams are also, I feel like, buying into them less.
Yeah, some of them are really maximizing it just because of the threat of that outlaw purchase. But
Whether that absolutely
I feel like
counts.
the game plans that we're seeing from
You know what,
teams on
AJ?
eco rounds are really well fleshed out this year to be able to get that first.
If you're down to
and then
put your
snowball
ass
it
on the
forwards.
line
KRU are going to take a timeout again. Very
for
early on in the half, I
Poirot,
feel.
then I'm down to game.
Much about the way that G2 are
We will
approaching
flip
things,
a
but plays like
coin,
that,
and if you
the
call it
more that
correctly,
G2 have in their
then it'll
playbook with
count.
this composition to be
If
able
you
to
call the
generate
coin
first
flip
picks or to be able to get
incorrectly,
into sight,
you eat
that is gonna
the
make up for
timeout.
any downsides of the comp. Perfectly.
look even better for them. It's always the way as well with these compositions.
You
just
defend
don't really know,
Poirot that
especially
hard?
when you run something like
Or
this,
you
like
or
G2
nah?
running on Ascent. You know how it's going to be working out on their attack side. It was looking like they were missing the pieces, like getting bogged down super hard before they could even get into the
Heads?
sites. But when they get given main control like that, it looks like they have setups to be able to just explode out.
Yeah.
Capitalize off the
You
util.
fucking beast.
Yeah, that's the thing. If
What a
you-
W
if you have smaller
teammate.
amounts of utility,
What a W teammate.
It's not about how big your utility is, it's about how you use it, Brad.
Okay. Why are you
That's
telling
what's-
me that?
Well, I just thought you might need to know.
I don't need to know actually, and I'm not insecure.
That's fair enough.
Don't bring it up ever again.
Based.
So,
We'll give Poirot
but how
base.
G2 use the small pieces of utility that they have,
And
is
we
gonna
will
be incredibly
also
important.
reward AJ
Maximizing that potential
with
to
the
be able to get
base
picks off the back of
roll,
this.
even though
As
it
you
was
just
not
saw.
part of the deal.
Everything.
Yeah.
This round, though,
He's based.
Jonah and Net with Guardians not choosing to upgrade to rifles. Okay.
Interesting.
If it was Tails, you would have just gotten timed out for nothing, though. The coin is
Was
absolute.
Feasting with the Guardian on Sunset.
Toxins going up.
Even keeping that half armor, I mean, he's got 4.2k to him.
That's a different lineup. This is the most standard Viper lineup. And you can see them
Who's giving out roles is like getting a gun buddy. Did you not see the segment on? It was Friday's watch party. After the NA games, we stayed live for the Yay games, and Lily bet a Riot gun buddy on a challenge for Woodrow. And so Woodrow had to do this challenge. If he won, he would get a Riot gun buddy.
Teams are
It
going
was
to
crazy.
split after this if they want to finish A. So this is if GT
Is he allowed to do that? I mean, he has a Riot gun buddy now.
Molly's might make it easier though. Where did these lineups
Should I
land?
stop telling people about this, Lily? Is that?
Looks like it's in that direction. Here we go.
Did you break a rule and I should shut up?
So here we go. Ascent flying MTA. There towards hell. An attempt by Kesnet. More than that, he's granted 2 kills to his name. Spike drop down. On top of it, Trent. He's alone.
No, it's fine. I asked. Then everyone who's guessing about the rules who don't work at Riot.
For now, he's forced to
Shut up!
Truly forced. And now Kesnet.
The challenge did promote positivity. That's true.
That's the lead for Crew gained once more.
Just let them try to catch you.
I do think that was a little awkward there for G2 deciding to all pop out. It was an interesting creative idea from Leaf, updrafting on the entry to try to create a high-low setup and let the rest of his team flood in.
And all Riot employees give gun buddies. I like to think the only reason you're asking that is because you're thinking about trying to get like into a janitorial position at Riot. It's for the long con of giving yourself a Riot gun buddy. I'm just seeing like a hidden emphasis on the word all. Like, can all Riot employees give gun buddies?
Singing past each other towards A main. Mid. It's the goal for G2 right now.
And Net's done a decent job there getting rid of the turret. Have they? I thought for a moment they might have an angle to walk past the alarm bar, but I don't think they do.
All full-time employees. Ooh, a janitor would be a contractor.
Dash, lots of targets. It's a rich environment. Alarm bot. Now they're dashing in the wrong direction, the wrong side. Can't escape from them. Not quite. Leaf. Never attempt for him, but he's not going to be able to get that kill. Still one might be good enough now, especially with Kesnet removed. He's been a star player for this team.
These are the mistakes that I think Crew have to avoid. Giving away a pick like that when G2 are just fighting for map control.
Not enough duration on the drone.
And the camera from Net.
Riot buddies are such a smart way to reduce the toxicity Riot employees experience in game. Really? Because I see it as the complete opposite.
Nanoswarms as well. The rest of his team can't.
I see it as a surefire way
the rest of his squad
for people to be annoying when you get in the game with them.
The right clicks are doing work. Shrapnel straight through him. Melzer, last one left, has to save surely.
Encourages fake positivity. I mean, fake positivity is still positivity. Who cares? Like, if I hype my teammates up and then I let go of my push to talk and I go, I hate these guys, that's fine.
G2 in a 5v4 being able to pop into B.
It's not about that.
Awkward, didn't it? I mean, Leaf was full blind, running through nanoswarms, then swings with 30 health. It definitely looked like there might have been an opportunity.
Definitely was the timing, I think.
Yeah, for
somebody
Klaus
to swing
pick that up.
Klaus or somebody else to sort of like maybe Shy to swing through the smoke, but
they get away with it.
I think it's more about like, you guys know the meme. Oh, you do software? I've got this app idea. It's like Twitter, but for cars. Like, you know what I'm talking about? That meme? Well, that meme's a thing because it's sort of real.
Anyone's game.
And I feel like, oh, your boyfriend works at Riot? Dude,
with how tight this game
can
has
you
been.
ask him to get me a Riot gun buddy?
And the fact
I
that
feel
we're
like that
currently at 9-9 as well.
happens. No?
All of those conversations about Crew coming close, but they're not.
That's
being
kind
able
of
to get a
annoying.
match win. Those are all going to start to rear their head again if they can't close things out here.
Like, admit it,
It really looks
at
like
least
they're in
100 of
control.
you in
Kesnet's got
chat
24
have
kills
asked
already.
somebody to get you one because they have a connection.
When he has performances
Admit
like
it.
this, you should be able to convert them into match wins.
At least 100 of you have been that person.
But G2 are primed to take the lead.
I know somebody's been that person.
That A main control. Smoke's used early.
100, that's quite a lot, no? Don't I have like, I got at least 2,000 viewers, huh?
Burst themselves into the site.
Timmy's doing his best.
It really is. Kesnet! That is insane. Talk about nerves.
Do a poll? No, polls are public.
35 health though. A lot of damage being done to these players. Still the eco. Smoke drops off. It's so awkward, right?
This is a weird
1.5k Twitch and YouTube. Okay, I got 3,000 viewers. Surely
Down
100.
straight into hell. Can they even get these connections? The bullets are raining through. It's anyone's game. RNG
Bro,
is what
this
it comes
smoke
down
is
to.
brilliant.
Still, players survive. Kessler's there, 5 HP.
Oh, right click.
And a dream
He
right click
missed.
assist. Leaf surviving.
How is this shit so
Just
close?
as G2 drafted it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very deliberate decision that they went for there, putting so many people in hell, putting the smoke there too, all trying to play off each other. It did work.
I'm watching both Twitch and YouTube to boost the
Especially when
numbers.
crew have stingers to play with as well.
You
Ooh,
fraud!
That kind of range, that is dangerous.
Could have been a coin flip.
You're giving me fake confidence? I only have 2,999 viewers?
Their favor.
My goat, I appreciate that.
Only 2 rounds game for crew on this half.
You're giving me the confidence I need to be a better streamer. Thank you.
Guns by their side. Crew put a stop to it once more.
Okay, G2 looking to gather up towards B main, where they've got Odin spam off Shy's contact. Or actually off the turret contact. Oh, Klaus is going to recon off turret contact and then go for the Odin spam.
Shouldn't he shock off turret contact? Guess not.
Right forward, breaks the cam. Been using that one a lot.
There's actually only one viewer. We're all him.
All right.
No,
Let's have
you're
the
not.
Odin spam with the turret now.
I know at least 2 of my current viewers personally, and I know they're different people. So at worst, there's 3 of you,
It's making this feel like a B hit.
and I can prove that.
Pulling the players away for the
Nice
rotations
try,
to
but there's at
remain from
least
crew.
3 of you.
Hard positions here. It's up to MTA with a nade. Drop down at his feet. Reposition him back down. Up to heaven. Melzer. It's a really, really tight angle. Valen.
You haven't met me yet? I didn't count you, Pen Flash.
It's time to shine, though. Let's see what he can do. Hunter's Fury from afar. Klaus seeking support for a long-range angle. Kesnit. It's almost grabbing a second one in that scenario. Shy. He's faster, but the double face of G2 is good. They've got that discipline in check.
You've seen both people you know in real life in the same room at the same time?
Straight to net. It's a 1v1.
Yes.
30 bullets. Left in the
Yes, I
Odin.
have. Next question.
Main position for Jonah P. Spam into the door, but he doesn't quite break it. He's anticipating the reflank. That's why he has to clear it. Time might become an issue.
One of the 2 is a paid actor.
There's so much to clear right
No,
now.
they
for
weren't.
Klaus hopping over the top. Good movement in the end. A tap. Forcing it out. Shots fired from Jonah P. Now reveals his position. Off to the side here. Klaus is trying to play this as well as he can. Almost getting this kill. Jonah P. Another tap. Wide with the swing. No time.
He got it. Jonah P got it. Perfect.
Jonah P's won the round for them.
That's like
I think very
.05?
just about,
Yeah,
yes.
easy. Sorry, 0.50, not 0.5.
Klaus was so convinced that Jonah was going to be playing some kind of aggressive angle there. He was trying to bait out, you know, a push from heaven or somebody anchoring generator. He just couldn't
Will
believe
anyone
that Jonah
care in
was playing
100
so
years who
far
had a
back.
3D asset in a video game?
Yeah, the
Rose,
timing.
I don't like that way of thinking. You know why? Because in 1,000 years, nobody's going to give a shit about
We're going to call
anything.
another timeout.
Like,
It is just in time, unlike on
If-
Sunset, where it was already, the damage had been done. At that.
like the life
But
should be
this
about being
time,
happy.
The final timeout,
And
called
dumb
by
things
Ascent,
make people happy.
when crew
just
are
don't
forced onto an eco, I think
fall
by the
for,
look of their
like,
economy,
negative
almost
loops, like,
giving
you know,
G2
gambling.
12.
Like, the things that make you
Deagle
happy
has
that can
been
hurt
really
you,
powerful
those are
in
no
this game.
good.
So I'm not saying it's
But, like, if you've
guaranteed,
got decent
but in
boundaries,
all
then just do what
likelihood,
makes you
G2
happy.
are getting up to match point here.
That's that.
And this would be a
Who
heartbreaker
cares
for
about
crew.
whether or not it matters?
Come so close.
Nobody.
All throughout last year.
Nothing matters.
I just don't want a repeat. The same for this year here in the kickoff.
Realistically speaking, I'm going to die 100 years from now, and it'll be nothing. Just
Like
be
you
the
said, money
void.
situation looking too good for crew.
Not at
Really
all.
digging deep, I think, for the weaponry here, but
That's fine.
they have done damage in the past. Can't count this team out. Maybe
100
it's
years? Yeah, I'm living to
possible
at
to
least
stem the bleeding, but more
150.
likely it looks like a G2
At
up to 12.
least.
Series point. Plays to meet him here. Melzer. Repositions actually. Runs his little wee legs there into wine, so.
One suppressed.
My existential fear did not like the
It's a nice
death
idea,
phrase
defaulting
huge.
into a B
My
hit,
bad.
But it hasn't pulled anyone from Crew away from this 3-person setup in B main.
Yeah, Shy's on the corner here with the sting. He backs away. Paranoia now. Respect
Let's
that
talk
one. They are
about
sending out
getting
Tildo. Damn it.
stuck really deep in the
No way.
water instead.
Like I
We'll just
said,
switch fears.
Count Crew out. Which is Guardian spam. Leaf being the casualty there. Be left reeling here. 4v5 for G2 now.
You guys know how
We'll
big
go for it
whales
first,
are?
see if they can convert once more. It'll be much more difficult though. Uphill battle. Players to meet them.
They're
Still don't have main
huge.
control. This time cutting noise. Bit of a...
And they've bled G2 out of all flash utility. This is my question again. 45 seconds.
I'm sorry.
How do G2 take steps forwards? Do they just have to brute force entry?
Might have to be the case. Waiting for the smoke now.
You know, I get
Okay,
spooked by things that are too big.
It's all combined. Oh my.
Lisa was making fun of me for this, but we were watching a video about blimps and how they can, like, super blimps can carry shit very efficiently. And I was just, like, weirdly disturbed by the size of them. I couldn't explain it, but they're just so big that it's disturbing.
10 seconds.
Oh my god.
Move on, son. Cam, so we can cross. Time barely.
Oh, we're
there.
chilling.
He's got it. Has to stick the spike now. It's up to Shy. Running with the timing. He knows it. Spam onto the corner.
No!
Collects the kill and pulls off the almost impossible.
These eco rounds have just been so dangerous. I thought it was an absolute mad
Dude.
play to go for the defensive reclear there. Because again, theoretically, G2 should find it really difficult to get into sight. So why are you offering them a team fight right before they would be forced to
Bringing that as
exit?
throwing? I don't think
In
so.
all of the chaos,
Because otherwise they can come
actually found
either lane
enough
or
kills.
stairs and it becomes coin flip. And you know that they're low.
weaponry.
Yeah.
And then
Right?
the
Killjoy was low?
scramble from G2. I still think it was
Yeah, she's 41. So net swinging has an
But they
advantage.
hit the alarm bot, which vulnerable them. Then the market
Mini
door was
Shui,
closed.
thank you so much for the Discord tier 1.
it's just
Mini
mad.
Shui,
Absolutely
more
mad.
like
And now we find ourselves here with
mini
only one
really
round
good
separated.
subscription choice.
Said don't count them out with the...
I'll just pretend to be the
half-right
AI
weapons.
until I make the
We said
AI.
it. We saw it. Made manifest here. Time out for G2. Has to be called. Have to come up with some corrections.
That felt very
Yeah, and
authentic,
it's not
thanks.
necessarily the end of that round that they'll be discussing. It's their more general game plan.
This is a level of wit I'm expecting from the AI. You want me to make
I
it
think
really,
the
like,
fact that Crew
not
went
witty?
for that re-clear is going to be a
That
real
actually
thinker
sounds
for
kind of
G2.
gas.
Because actually, if you're able to bait those out, that could be good.
Goes
Shy's
for
been
jokes, but it
great
always
today,
misses.
Picking that one up. How many times
Oh
did he
my
save
god.
them in 1v1 situations earlier on today when they had a player advantage and almost threw it?
How big do we have to get
Good for it.
Yeah.
before I can, like,
Rhinoceros and
book
the
a
electric
room
eel.
at the
What a
Seattle
duo.
Convention Center
What a duo.
for fucking huge watch parties in Seattle?
Jason's going to be happy with that nickname. And do his best to make it on
I just need to be big enough that somebody who works there
Slippery
knows how to hook
can
me
dodge
up,
a
you know?
Odin spam.
We'll wear banana suits.
A bit early from
And I
Klaus
want to get
there.
on the camera, though.
Open.
Like, I want Riot's broadcast to cut to us once.
Once more, the mid
And we're all
game,
just
G2.
losing our shit in banana
They haven't
suits
really
talking
been in
about
mid this
blimps.
early in the round, I don't think. If they break the alarm bot here, they're creating threats in mid real early. And that's going to pull people towards the center.
If you do
of
that,
the
I'll
map.
take the train at least once
Maybe
for
make
that.
things easier for Net or Trent to get a look.
Because the Seattle Convention Center is massive.
Honestly, no one.
One
reacted to
room
that alarm
shouldn't
bot
be
break.
that hard to
All
sell.
closed. Market. It's now theirs. Kesnet's still feeling safe for the time being.
Here.
I don't know how he can feel safe there.
No, I don't know either.
He just is not scared.
He's just not scared. I mean, the door's still closed, but...
But if they break the door and B split onto him, what's the escape strategy?
Bullet to the head. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. Door's
This sounds so
broken now.
hard.
And here's Leaf comes knocking.
Like, let's say I only do it for the finals of NA. Like 3 times a year or whatever. How do you even, like, logistically do that?
It still sails it through with a lockdown destroyed and a pin on top of it.
One sec, I need to watch the replay.
Huge performance from Jonah P. very reminiscent of what he put together on Sunset. He's top of the scoreboard for his squad.
Riot, press the replay button right now.
Just in front of Leaf.
Thank you.
He was fully blind, man.
No, he was the only player that didn't get caught by the paranoia. We might catch it in the replay, but he bailed the rest of his team out. Look at him swinging forward to cover for the other two, Valen and Trent, I think, who just got whacked by that paranoia. I mean, Jonah's been amazing.
He has.
He's just been amazing today.
Mad consistency across all 3 maps.
So let's see, like, would you have to sell tickets?
30 kills, by the
Like,
way.
how many people would come if it was just like show up and it's free?
And an
Would it be too many people?
I mean, Kesnet should not be able to make magic happen.
I don't
and
know.
unfortunately, this looks like Kesnet's going to
How do you even sell tickets? That sounds
It
hard.
just looks brutal.
Heartbreak.
But the way that Crew
Because now you
operated on
need
that
like
previous eco
people to
round,
check
it got them
tickets.
the win. So even though they have stingers and a blade storm that can get cancelled,
How do you even do
they
that?
still have hope.
Gotta do it again. Gotta do it again to stay in the series.
I'm so like not educated on that stuff at all.
Jump spot through mid, now walking.
I just want to watch Valorant.
The way through. Kesnet just jump spotting off from the well. See if he can spot a head or two, but it is smoked into the bottom of mid. Denying that
We
information.
fight for it in the under peel.
Lambo's still there. Look at that.
Yeah, that way we'll have a watch party of 5. That'll be gas.
He's up the blaze storm, ripped away from him, but he takes out your star player. Leaf is gone. Flash forward, Jonah P. Many players to meet him. Lucky he didn't end up
Bro,
dying.
they're
There
gonna
was a
thrifty.
corner fight, but Valor
Look at
is
this.
the
This
one
angle's
that goes down.
gas.
Shies in a corner, sprayed them through. 2 players left standing.
Would you guys
G2
notice if the only
trying to get this
positive
flat
term
down
I
now.
used for a whole game
Took a
was
miracle at this
gas?
point, but that's what's been sailing Crew through these rounds of the eco
This
rounds.
retake for crew is kind of
This will
gas.
go well for them. Counter spam in order. Net was attempted to make
Yo,
a go of it.
Fleeticus!
And Trent
I mean,
falls on top of
Fleeticus,
himself.
thank you for the
That's
tier 3
Crew.
subscription. That's
They've been
gas.
done for the eco rounds now. This consistency is just ridiculous.
Gas retake from crew.
It's unbelievable. In the moment that Kesnet had his knives ripped away, he just plucked somebody. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And then this call,
This
I think, is a
is
mistake
so
from
much
Valen
closer than anybody
to decide
thought.
to fight forward.
This is
Valen and
gas.
Jonathan had the spike between them as well, so that delayed the plant going down, and they ended up swinging into a bunch of people. Just put them in a disadvantaged situation. Right, I'm not
All
talking
tickets
about the
sold
economy. It
include a
doesn't matter
banana
the
suit.
economy anymore, but
Wearing a suit's your ticket to enter, but isn't that like...
Kickoff. We're not talking
This is
about
so...
the
Oh, that
economy.
new lineup. I haven't seen this one.
Hunter's Fury is a tool for Klaus here, but my God. Battling their way
It's like
back.
so hard to
Throw it up in Epic
coordinate.
Pen. One chance, chat.
I feel like you have to be big enough to pay somebody to set it up for you.
Seconds.
I don't even know what the
Dropping
cost
down
of that
here,
would
flash span
be.
again. Leaf
Who do you
guided
even
by his
talk
team,
to?
Dropping his feet to the nano swarm. Hot feet to it. Somehow gets
Okay,
that one.
Leaf?
Players though off towards the staircase. They want to swing this one because they know there's no swing attempt back
Okay,
from
Klaus.
G2. There's no coverage. Gonna pee into the site.
This is actually really good for G2. Now it's not. Now it's not. I thought Net was going to get one. His timing looks right.
Spike is still planted though, but this is such an odd scenario. They are aware
Party
of this.
manager.
Surely
Is that
no
a
from
real
mid.
thing?
They don't know that Trent's there.
Net baited for Trent, and I think this is going to be the play.
Jonah P! He just killed them all! That was gas!
The Ascension team paves the way. They've got their match versus
Pay him
EG.
out!
And a dagger to the heart of the Crew fans who've
Dude.
seen it all.
All right, chat. I literally...
13-11.
I'm going to like a party.
Everything. They looked amazing. Kesnet dropped 31
Where should we go?
kills. And yet G2 could not be
We were talking
denied.
about Anders.
Big resilience being shown.
He has a
there.
criminally low number of viewers. He has a criminally low number of viewers. This guy knows so much more about the game than me. Why are you watching me? What the? Go watch Anders. And realize that you made a mistake coming to my broadcast. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.